Algorithm. We in the building. Let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody here in the building already, man. The greatest chat in the world. You already know what time it is, man. Not just in YouTube, the greatest chat in the world. Welcome to the latest installment of the Graphk and Wasted Show.
Or the Wasted and Graphk Show, whichever way you like to slice it.
Yes.
It's a lot going on, brother. We had to come back, brother.
Hey, let's get it, man. Hey, so what's good with you, big bro? How you feeling today, man?
I feel good, man. I feel good. The sky's not falling. All is right with the Raider world. I like the way the team's being built. I know a lot of people don't feel that way, but I actually do. And I got a lot of reasons for why things went down the way they did, as far as the elephant in the room, the Fields trade.
Yeah, and we're gonna talk about that definitely. I wanted to do something last night. Thank God I actually kind of waited on to pump the brakes. It's always best to have my bro on screen with me so we can actually break this thing down, because last night I was a little disappointed. We'll start with the Fields thing. This is the reason why I was disappointed, Wasted. I know that Justin Fields isn't the best available option for us, right? Well, let me say this. At this point, he may have been. But be honest with you, outside of what we may have on this roster, I know a lot of people believe in Aiden. I know a lot of people believe in Minshew. The thing is this, man, a 6th-round pick, right? Mm-hmm. Pittsburgh goes and gets Russell Wilson. They're probably paying a little north of $4 million for 2 starting caliber quarterbacks, and we wouldn't pay Minshew $7.5 million a year. That's the only thing. It was like, whoa, like, what I'm saying? Like, if anything, I'd give up a 6 to go bring in a dynamic play caller like Justin Fields, even if we don't utilize him as that guy. Should put some plays together. I mean, Getsy knows, how to utilize the guy. I mean, I know they haven't had a ton of success, but at the end of the year, they started to kind of figure it out. But this kind of tells me also that Getsy I think that he was like, nah, this ain't the move.
Bro, look, this is the funny thing. Now, when we were talking about bringing in Justin Fields a month ago, everybody's like, no, he sucks. Don't bring him in.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden he gets moved and everybody's like, well, why don't you go get him? Now, the reason why Justin Fields went for as little as he went was because this is about contracts. This is not about, we're not playing Madden. This is not about, the actual player. The minute Mac Jones went for a 6th-round pick, Justin Fields was going to go for that because that was the comp of the contract. Justin Fields and Mac Jones had the exact same contract, which is essentially a 1-year deal with a 5th-year option, which no one's going to pick up because it's too much damn money. And with Justin Fields, he has that elevator to where it could rise to a 4th-round pick. Now, at this point in Justin Fields' career, you have to look at what's going on. Now, Mac Jones is a career backup. Yeah. If you look at him, we don't know that yet. He's a young guy, but his career is trending towards being a career backup.
Yes.
Most of the guys in that draft, the only one that's not terrible is Trevor Lawrence. But the rest of those guys, and that's the danger of drafting in the National Football League. Everybody wants the next guy. Everybody wants a 1st-round quarterback. It's not always the best thing in the world. If you look at that class, Trey Lance already in another team.
Oh, yeah.
Zach Wilson is essentially going to get cut. He's still going to get cut, right? Mm-hmm. Mac Jones is already a backup for the Jaguars, right? And then now you have Justin Fields. Now, Justin Fields is a one-read quarterback who has trouble with accuracy. He has trouble with tempo, rhythm. And one of the reasons why the 49ers didn't take Justin Fields and they took Trey Lance is because they've always said that Justin Fields has a problem seeing the whole field.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So now what you're getting with Justin Fields is you're getting a guy with elite speed and an elite arm. Right. But you know, that really doesn't happen in a vacuum. Now, when you look at him, you look at the way he played the last game against the Green Bay Packers. If you guys watch that game, the decision was made that they weren't going to bring him back.
Yeah.
I
agree.
Distinct difference between him and Jordan Love.
It was Getsy as well. I think that game solidified both of them moving on.
Yeah. So listen, man, does it seem like the best move? Probably not. And I'm going to tell you why. The Pittsburgh Steelers, it makes more sense to them because you have a Mike Tomlin who is on the ropes. They could not go back and bring back Mason Rudolph and Kenny Pickett. No. Then Kenny Pickett goes in the office and tries to act like he can demand some shit. And Mike Tomlin and the Rooneys were like, yo, you got to get the fuck out of here.
Did you just see the update right now? And I don't mean to cut you off because you are definitely, cooking with grease right here. But it looks as though Pittsburgh's already in talks with extending Russell Wilson. So it's kind of interesting that they traded a 6th-round pick that could essentially turn into a 4th-round pick with playing time, which it probably won't, barring any injuries from Russell Wilson. But it looks as though they went and traded for Justin Fields, and they if they're going to really extend him, they're looking at Justin as realistically a backup. That's really what it is. There was one other team that they said that reached out that already had a starter in play. And Chicago, Ryan Poles wanted to allow the kid to have a place to go somewhere where he can compete for that number 1 spot, which I'm going to be real with you guys. I don't think that Russell's just going to automatically get that job. I don't. Mike Tomlin is a smart guy. I think that they're going to let these guys compete. And if Justin beats him out, he's going to give Justin the ball. I'm going to be real with you. But it's just, and it was Philadelphia. That was a team, you guys. That was a team that
we heard in the media that they were going to do that. And they went out there. And if you look at what Howie Roseman did, John Schneider, these guys are old school scouts.
Yes.
So they go out there and sometimes they bring in guys who they had a high draft grade on during that particular draft. You look at what John Schneider did. He went out and he got the kid from Washington because he had a high grade on him. He did the same thing when he brought in Drew Lock. He had a high grade on Drew Lock. And while Howie wanted a backup with a potential starter potential, he went out and got Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
But bro, this is the thing that I don't like, right? With us, we're in a totally different situation than the Steelers are. The Steelers are in a situation where they have a roster where they win 9 or 10 games a year, and they're trying to get over the hump.
Yeah.
We are building something, right? So if we're building something, going to get Justin Fields, a guy that probably wouldn't fit the bill of what we're trying to do here offensively, it's not the best thing in the world. It would be better for the Raiders to stay where they are and draft a quarterback. Because to be honest with you, you guys see right here from this draft, you can see from the Sam Darnold draft. Just look at the last few drafts where there were a lot of high value quarterback talent. It doesn't always work out, man. Now look at this draft. Trevor Lawrence is the only one that kind of has a chance to really work out at this point.
Salute the space, salute the Raiders. See also, I'm going to ask you this. Does this essentially take us out of the Jaden Daniels hunt, like for sure now? Because one move like a Justin Fields going to Pittsburgh to back up Russell Wilson, Caleb Williams is going number 1. The Commanders, it's still maybe they still may be trying to figure it out between Drake May and Jaden Daniels at this point. But essentially, we were already on the outs. We're looking like, okay, it's probably over with the whole Jaden Daniels dream. Yeah. Does this essentially really truly eliminate us from the whole Jaden Daniels sweepstakes?
It's not really a sweepstakes. It all depends on where everyone else has Jaden Daniels slotted. Like we have Jaden Daniels at the top of our list, I think sometimes kind of misguidedly, because people are not really doing the real work. People just see that Antonio Pierce has a relationship with him. They look at the Jack Jones thing. They look at all of this stuff. And he won a Heisman. He had a great year. But at the end of the day, there's some things with Jaden Daniels' skill set to where I was a little apprehensive in moving all the way up to get him. He has an issue thrown to the middle of the field. He doesn't protect himself when he runs. He's a smaller guy, and his style of play is he's always one play away from being knocked out for the whole season, right? So for me, look, Jaden Daniels might not go in the top 3. You never know. I know the Minnesota Vikings have loaded themselves up, and JJ McCarthy is their guy.
Or Drake May. It's either one of them. If they move up, they may circle Drake May, man. They may spin the block. I'm just being honest. Bro, it sounds as though it's one of those two guys that's going.
From what I'm hearing, everything I'm hearing is JJ McCarthy's their guy, right? And to be honest with you, I've said this from the beginning. I think JJ McCarthy is a better prospect than Drake May.
You did. You said that. I disagree, but I hear you.
But so we don't know. I mean, Drake May, JJ McCarthy, and Caleb Williams could go 1, 2, and 3, and then the Raiders are firmly in play to go get their guy.
Yeah,
it just all depends on how the draft. So no, I don't. I never say never, but I think what the Raiders are officially out of is moving into the top 3.
So let me ask you this before we get the supers in. I want to ask you, and I want the chat to answer this as well. If the league started today, week 1, who is our starter right now? But is it a rookie? Is it Aiden O'Connell in year 2, or is it Gardner Minshew?
It's Aiden O'Connell.
Okay. All right. Salute to Jason, man. Blessings to you and the families, brothers. Hope y'all had a good weekend. I had a ball with my dog the other day at the cigar lounge. Salute to my guy. I have a Don Mattingly card for you, Wasted. I'm bringing it to Detroit, man.
Donnie Baseball, the hitman.
One of the greatest players of all time. Salute to my guy. And also, man, gifted 5 new OLV Raiders Network memberships. Salute to one of the GOATs over here at Shillmore, my brother Jason, man. Appreciate you, brother. Salute to all the new members. And do me a favor, you guys, also, if you can, wipe them feet, pay your bar tabs, hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed yet. We definitely appreciate you guys. Oh, we got Walt in the building, man. I love it because
powerful Walt.
I was sent a message this morning. I'm not gonna say who it was or nothing like that, but it was actually, this shit was comedy gold. I got a message today. Salute to you, Walt. This is all for you right here, brother. I got a screenshot of you saying, "I learned nothing from your show today." Hey, you're watching someone else's show and you in the comment section, somebody screenshotted that and sent it to me and said, "I learned nothing from this show today." That shit is comedy. Salute to Walt, man. The
Walt is the
man of Shieldmore, man.
Yo, Walt is the pit bull. Walt is the pit bull of this chat right here. The get off my lawn gang general.
Yes. But the True Raider, man. Now we get to see, was it Fields or was it Getsy? Hopefully not both. Salute the True Raider podcast on the $5 donation. Appreciate you, brother, as always. Salute to Joe. Fields might have been interesting, but aside from experience, he's really not that big of a leap over any of the rookies available. Building the trenches and building a contender takes precedence. And salute to Joe on a $10 donation, because you kind of segued us into the next, segment of the show. Is we brought back our guys, bro. The boys are back in town. We brought back John Jenkins. I'll be real. He's getting up there in age, but 34 years old, had a career year for us last year, Wasted. Played in all 17 games, true nose tackle, recorded 61 total tackles, 4 tackles for a loss, 1 sack, even had a fumble recovery and returned one for 44 yards for a touchdown, and also had 4 passes deflected. How do you feel about us bringing back John Jenkins with Nesta Jade on the roster, with McCall also? We have a few other guys that we could potentially, build up to essentially be that nose tackle of the future. But how do you feel about bringing back the OG man, John Jenkins?
Bro, it makes all the sense in the world. I mean, John Jenkins is only 34 years old. Everybody acts like the guy's 40 years old, right?
Yeah. Well, in the NFL, that's 40. But I hear you. I mean,
it's not for defensive tackles. You know what I'm saying? It all depends on how many miles you got on you, right? Like John Jenkins is a rotational guy.
Yes.
So being 34 years old, being even crazy, it's not like you're asking him to play every snap.
No, not at all.
The big fellas need to be spelled. Now, I'm glad they brought both of these guys back, because these are the guys who essentially helped our defense turn around. And now you bring in a superstar to add into that mix, and now you have an elite group of guys in the middle. Now that's a strength where that was a weakness for 20 years almost, right? Another reason that I love it is that it's a 1-year deal.
3.2 million tops. It's worth up to. So there's probably some incentives there. It's a very inexpensive deal for a player that you got a lot of production out of last year.
Yeah, so this is what Tom Telesco was talking about. Smart cap moves. This is a smart cap move. This is a guy that you're not going to have to reacclimate back into the system. This is a guy who is the continuity. He comes back in. You got the young guys behind them. They know the drill. They can get better. And if John Jenkins doesn't do what you would like him to do, we got some young guys that are compete for roster spots right behind him.
Yeah,
it's nothing but right, man.
And you can potentially still go get another guy that can play that nose in this draft. You know what I'm saying? In the first 3 rounds, you could potentially go get another defensive tackle that can take John Jenkins' spot if they don't believe in Nesta Jade or McCall to be the guy moving forward. Also, we brought in Adam Butler, you guys. I love it. Big time playmaker for us last year. Very productive. 29-year-old defensive tackle. 1-year deal. There's no specifics on the deal yet, so I don't know what it is. I'm assuming it's somewhere. It's going to be an inexpensive deal. But a guy that gave you 5 sacks last year. He also played with John Jenkins in Miami. He also played with Christian Wilkins in Miami, a guy that's you're pretty much reuniting with one of the top defensive tackles in the league. How do you feel about bringing back Adam Butler at this point?
I mean, to me, I would have been upset if they didn't.
Agreed.
This is a guy who's already played and has a great relationship with Christian Wilkins. Yeah. He's a Patrick Graham guy. They played together in Miami. Mm-hmm. They played well together. Yeah. This right here. This is the move I think that's going to be the linchpin to solidify this defensive line, this defensive front. We have a mixture of what I like to see on a roster and a positional group. You have superstars, you have veterans, and you have young players, that young developmental players that can kind of take that next leap, and you don't know where their ceiling lies at. So that's a great thing. We got a few guys on this line like NJS and Byron, where you don't really know where the ceiling is. Yeah. You don't know. These guys can turn out to be future Pro Bowl players. Then you have a Tyree Wilson, who is a high young draft pick, who has a ceiling that's through the damn roof. Yeah. So man, this is nothing but right.
And I think personally, man, bringing a lot of these guys back, it's great. It's great depth at this point also. But I do believe, and what if I said to you that Tyree is going to move back to being an edge rusher? I think he'll still get some reps at defensive tackle on clear passing downs or clear running downs. Let me say that. On running downs, you don't want Tyree in there in the middle of that defense. I think he's going to start getting a lot more reps on the outside this year. I think they're going to work, on that skill set a lot this offseason. He's been working with Max. You know what I mean? What do you think about Tyree at this point being that rotational guy on the outside with Malcolm Koonce, which I know he'll still kick in, but I think it's great. I think this is the chance to actually put him back there outside, see what you have in him. So if Malcolm Koonce does price himself out of Vegas, you have a guy that's already there that can essentially move in and take a spot.
I mean, you have essentially the guy that you wanted to take that spot. That's the guy. When you draft a guy that high, that's his job.
Yeah.
Let's just make no mistake about it. Mm-hmm. The thing about Tyree Wilson that's so great is that he can play the Justin Tuck role, i.e. how Justin Tuck played for the Giants. He is a guy who can be the three technique. He can be on the outside shoulder or the center between the guard, or he can be a guy who can be a defensive end. He could be the Swiss Army knife of that line until he can kind of get into the role of being a premier pass rusher. Now, if you look at the archetype for that guy, his comp is Myles Garrett.
Yeah, that's big. Body wise, and all that.
I mean, goddamn. Yeah. I mean, there's not if that's your comp. Normally, and shout out to my best friend Lex. Yo, he said it when we drafted him because I wasn't high on him, right? But he was like, bruh, guys like that are that big and that physically talented, at the very least are just good.
Yeah.
At the very least they're good. I haven't seen one of them guys be fucking terrible.
Yeah. And at this point, with Malcolm Koonce turning the corner, it actually helps the development of Tyree. It doesn't rush him to be that guy out there, the second guy on the edge, opposite side of Max Crosby. Salute to Ant-Man. In my opinion, I don't care about JF1. Our chance to draft one of the top 3 quarterbacks is gone. We already wasted 2 years of Tay's prime. We're going to roll with AOC, Minshew, and or Nix or Penix. Telesco needs to nut up and send the Pats 3 first. Salute to Ant-Man. Appreciate you on a $10 donation, brother.
I don't agree, bro. I don't agree, guys. You guys got to look at this, man. Just go back and look at quarterback drafts. Just look at them. 80% of the starters in the National Football League are not top 10 picks.
Yeah.
Sometimes the answers, like Hondo said, shout out to Hondo Carpenter, the answers that to the test are in the building already. I really believe that Aiden O'Connell with a full camp with first starting reps, with him developing, I think that you can get through this season with him and be competitive with him, right? And if not, you got a guy who has started in his league. I don't think that Gardner Minshew is going to beat him out because Aiden O'Connell's got the leg up on him already.
And it's funny, Wasted. What's the one weakness that everybody says that Aiden has?
Can't move.
So what is Luke Getsy coming from? A system where he had a quarterback that all he did was move, right?
Yeah.
So I think this is a guy that can potentially unlock, a skill set that maybe a lot of people didn't think was there. You know what I mean? So we shall see. We'll see what it looks like in camp. I still believe we're going to get a quarterback early, and I think that they're going to hope and pray that he could be the guy in year one. But I wouldn't be shocked if Aiden is the guy. Salute to Harry Potter, man. My dog. Appreciate you on becoming a member. Salute to you. If you guys want to become a member, hit the link. It's pinned up top. One of the best ways to support the channel. Also, go to Wasted Talents channel, Raider Nation Unlimited. Hit the join button. Become a member. It's definitely appreciated. Salute to Chaos. If we're not moving up in the draft, do you see us trading down? Yes, Chaos. I think that's actually the plan at this point. I think they want to trade back. We have 8 picks right now. I think that Tommy would love to have somewhere in that 10 to 12 range. I believe that he would like to trade back into the first or trade back potentially in the early 20s and maybe take the best player available there. And then maybe you can also move up. Got you. Also can move up back into the first round and still go get somebody with some of that draft capital that you traded back with. So I do believe that probably is the plan at this point.
Yeah, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, I've always asked for this. I've always asked for the Raiders to build this roster, kind of how the Ravens did, where they built the roster, built the defense, and made it a defensive-led team, built the trenches, built the offensive line, had the skill position players, and then 1 year just selling out and going to go get a quarterback, selling out and going to get a free agent quarterback, or going to draft a guy really high. I think that the Raiders are in line to do that. And I think that Aiden O'Connell, and I'm not a huge Aiden O'Connell guy, but I like what I see with Aiden O'Connell. If you compare his rookie year to more highly touted rookies last year, he's right on par with them. Mm-hmm. He is right on par with them. And you don't have to throw the baby out with the bathwater. You can walk down the hill and possibly, if a Michael Penix Jr. falls to you, take that chance. You can take that chance. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or you could take that Spencer Rattler chance and you could be okay. You could be okay. I prefer the Raiders go take the best player available, make all the positional groups on this team and be like a solid team, man. Because I think, you know, if you look at some of the things that happened with the New York Giants over the years, you know, I'm a New Jersey guy, so I've seen what's happened with the Giants a lot. Eli Manning is a number one pick. Eli Manning is a number one overall pick. Don't we make no mistakes about it. He has a resume that's high. But it was years with Eli, when they made it to the Super Bowl, where Eli Manning was not very good. And the defense is what carried them in the proper parts of the season. And when the money was on the table and certain throws need to be made, he made those throws and the defense closed the game out. Yep. I could see Aiden O'Connell being that kind of a quarterback. He's a guy who he can make all the throws. We have a lot of talented offensive players. If Zamir White can round into shape and give up something close to the production of a Josh Jacobs with another running back, we're right in line to make the playoffs.
I got a question for you right here, and we're just going to kind of spitball, right? I want the chat to get involved in this as well. But let me get these supers and salute the Niles. Yes, glad we got our OG back. Raiders, salute the Niles on a $10 donation. As always, we appreciate you, sis. Salute to Yep. Appreciate you on a $2 donation. Salute to C. Once again, if any of our QBs ain't it, we are looking at a 2023 Jets year, stout defense, and poor O play. Well, the thing is this. Our offensive line is better. Our
skill position players are better.
Our skill position, yeah. Our run game, we don't know yet. You know, we have Zeus, and only time will tell once we go draft another guy. But our O-line is they were just dismantled on the offensive side of the football. See, completely. Nathaniel Hackett's calling the offense. He ain't shit. It's proven without Aaron Rodgers there. Who the hell is Nathaniel Hackett at this point? Yeah. I see a lot of people kind of making that comparison. I'm not there. I'm not there. I think that this offense, I mean, Raiders, see, we put up 63 points last year in one game. I mean, the Jets got nowhere near that. You know what I mean? So let's just pump the brakes a little bit on that. And even if we do run with Aiden, it's year 2. You know what I mean? The jitters are off. The anxiety's probably out of there. He's used to the speed of the game. I don't want to do that just yet, Raiders. See, I still believe in this I think we can get it done. With this great defense and the way we're building, if you could put up, 23 to 25 points a game, which would be great for us, I think we'd be on to something. Salute the Raiders, C. Salute to Harry Potter also. For the 3rd round pick and 4th round pick, what should the Raiders focus on? Depends on what we're doing in the 1st and 2nd round. Potter, to be real with you, at this point, I'm thinking corner, because I truly believe that they believe in Mumford. Wasted. I think that they will go get a corner at 13 if we remain at 13. Keep an eye on Quinyon Mitchell. Keep an eye on Terry and Arnold. Those are 2 guys that can absolutely be Raiders come draft day. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then if you go get a corner, you potentially look at your tackle of the future. You know what I'm saying? Right tackle, or you can look at the offensive line. But I'm assuming, Harry, that 3rd and 4th, in the 3rd, I'm going to go guard. I'm going to go the Gabe Jackson route. I'm going to try and find me a guard. If Christian Haynes is there out of Connecticut, go get him. If you know what I mean, if you believe that Zach Zinner will be ready for next season, or you just think that he'll be the guy moving forward for you for the future, go get him. And in the 4th round, go get Ray Davis, go get Braylon Allen, go get your running back.
Yeah. I mean, bro, look, once again, man, if everybody had great quarterbacks, then nobody has a great quarterback. It's not easy to locate the quarterback, guys. Now, nobody's sitting up here and saying that Aiden O'Connell is the second coming. Nobody's saying that he's the answer. We don't know whether he's the answer or not.
Yeah.
But for damn sure, we don't know of any of these quarterbacks that we're talking about trading up to get are.
Yeah.
Every year, these people in the media call people generational. I remember a couple years ago, everybody was calling Zach Wilson the Mormon Mahomes. You guys remember that? People were talking about moving up and taking Zach Wilson, bro. Like, I remember Sam Darnold. They were saying Sam Darnold.
Eminem.
Yeah, bro. Am I lying?
No,
I'm lying. I'm flying, bro. I remember dudes getting mad because people didn't draft Josh Rosen.
Yeah,
Josh Rosen is managing a hedge fund with his rich family somewhere.
Facts.
Bro. We're not gonna credit Aiden O'Connell with what the defense did. I'm not doing that. Like, when we talk about them putting up 62 points, that was the defense. And we were playing against a guy who was freaking terrible, right? With the Chargers. It wasn't like we did that when Justin Herbert.
Aiden had a big game that day too. Let's not act as though he didn't.
But like, down and distance was great. Great field position. That was a defensive game, bro. And they were getting turnovers from a third-round quarterback who's probably shouldn't even be in the league at this point, right? But there were games like the Miami game where I think you could point to that more so, where Aiden O'Connell showed his mettle and showed that he could possibly be effective in the National Football League. Now, I'm hoping that the Raiders can build a strong enough roster to where the quarterback can be carried by the rest of the team.
Yeah.
Do we have a situation where our quarterback's going to carry our team? Most likely not. And that's how we got to look at this.
Yeah. And that week, he had 248 yards in the air and he had 4 tutties. So he looked pretty good out there. A passer rating of 120.7. I mean, he looked really good out there. So, but I hear you. I know exactly what you mean. Salute to Double, man. I'm ready for competition. Can't wait for camp. Salute to my guy Double on the $2 donation. Salute to Spivey. 2 things. Tyree is going to ball out this year. We need to draft O-line first round. I'm not against going out and getting our right tackle the future, Spivey, if that's the way we want to go about this thing. But I'm assuming that they love Mumford. I keep hearing things about people in the building saying they love Mumford on the right side. So I don't know if they're going to reach for a tackle in the first round if they really truly believe in Mumford. And he's already provided a lot of versatility for us. A guy that can play on the left side if Colton goes down. He's played some guard at the collegiate level. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. But I think they truly believe in what Mumford has going on. Remember this, you guys. He was a 7th round guy at Ohio State, but if he would have came out the year prior,
first round pick, bro.
Yeah, he probably been a top 2, top 3. At least the 2nd or 3rd round pick.
I've been singing the praises of Thayer Mumford since he got here. You guys know I'm a huge Thayer Mumford guy because I watched the Big Ten a lot and I saw what kind of player he is. Thayer Mumford, that's exactly what you want in the National Football League. You draft young guys and you hope they take that next step and push the other guys out. Listen, you guys got to understand something. Quarterback, cornerback, offensive line are where that first round pick is going. Mm-hmm. Now, if Michael Penix Jr. is still there at 13, would I draft him? If Wasted is the GM, yes. Because I think Michael Penix Jr. is the best quarterback in this draft. I do.
Yo, salute to Emotional Raider. I'm becoming a member. My dog, appreciate it. Wasted. That's how it sounded to me. Wasted.
Who's that, Mitch?
Wasted.
F out of here, Mitch.
Salute to
F out of here, Mitch.
Salute to Graphk and Wasted. What if May falls to 13? That would be interesting. The Oregon State OT would be my first tackle of choice. Me too. I love Fuaga, easy. But I'm going to say this. I don't think there's any way that May falls to 13. I think that there's going to be a QB-needy team that's going to be there. I don't think Denver allows Drake May to get to the Raiders. I don't think that Minnesota, if they don't trade up, allows May to move to the Raiders. So if you want May, let's just say he's available there, at 7, 8, you may have to reach out to Atlanta and say, let me go get him. If he's starting to drop down draft board. I don't think that a guy with that kind of talent is going to fall to 13. Me personally, I don't. I know you're not that heavy on him, Wasted, but at the end of the day, Drake May is still one of the most talented quarterbacks in this draft, and I don't see him falling out of the top 3 all the way to 13. Now, maybe he falls, somewhere in that 6 to 7 range, and somebody goes up to get him. But hey, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not look, man, the thing I look at, I'm just looking at production right now. Caleb Williams, everybody says he's generational. He's great. He's this, he's that, right? Look, Jaden Daniels is a guy, I think he's really, really talented. I like Jaden Daniels. He's a great athlete, right? He could throw, he could sling it. You know what I mean? The thing with Jaden Daniels that I've been watching is the fact that he has an issue throwing to the middle of the field. And when you look at Michael Penix, I'm just talking about strictly as a passer. I think that Michael Penix is the best quarterback for the Raiders.
Hey, real quick, did I just read some stats to you? The guy put up 4 touchdowns. Give him his credit. He threw for almost 250 yards in the air, and he had 4 touchdowns. Do me a favor, man.
Yeah, I mean, and bro, at the end of the day, man, when you look at, Caleb Williams has a lot of talent, right? Everybody's going to say he's this, he's that.
Yeah.
Right? Jaden Daniels, all these guys, right? But if you're talking about whose skill set translates to the next level for me and what we have elite weapons, bro. We got Devontae Adams. We got one of the great wide receivers of all time playing for us. We got Jacoby Myers. We got Michael Mayer, a budding young superstar.
And Trey Tucker, another guy on the upswing. Yeah.
Right? So we got a pretty decent offensive line. We just need one more player there, right? Mm-hmm. So when you talk about a guy that can read NFL, who can process, who reads NFL defense, throws a great deep ball, who throws to areas like accuracy, touch, that's Michael Penix to me. And before this process even started, before we even started talking about Jaden Daniels, Graphk and I were talking about Michael Penix last year. We were hoping he came out last year. I like Michael Penix. I'm not going to sit up here because everyone else likes Jaden Daniels and tell you, to me, with my eyes, I like Michael Penix. I could be wrong. Nobody's fucking right. But for me, I don't think if we were to take Jaden Daniels, I wouldn't be mad at all because I think he's super talented. But I'm not trying to fucking trade 4 first-round picks for a guy that I don't even know is going to be successful or not.
No, I agree. The thing is this. If this regime believes that Jaden Daniels is the guy, then go get him. Like if you believe in this regime, you gave Antonio Pierce the job, right? You know what I'm saying? You brought back, you brought back AP. I know we moved on from Josh, but this is the guy. This is the guy moving forward. Give him what he's asking for. If that's the guy that you want, bro, like you either win on that hill or you die on that hill.
But Graphk, you act like there's this metric where they can definitely get him.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that. No, look, bro, I've been saying that it's far-fetched. It's a pipe dream at this point. But I'm just saying if there's a possible way to go get the guy that probably can unlock his full potential nobody more than AP, then go get the guy. Go get the guy.
I just don't think that there's a metric for that unless one of these top 3. The only way we get Jaden Daniels, and if he's there, take him, right? Yeah. He's there, take him. But what I'm saying is that the only way we get him is if he falls out of the top 3.
Yeah.
That's the only way. If he's a top 3 guy, we are not getting in the top 3.
And I believe he will be. You know what I mean? So I don't think there's a way that we get him. But look, never say never. Well, we may be in Detroit, sitting there. Dun, 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 dun. The Raiders have traded up. You never know. We've seen
now if he's available at 4 or 5, hell yeah, go get him. Hey. But then also realize, right? Because I'm looking at it from this prism, right? The Minnesota Vikings hold the keys to that. They hold the keys to that. If the Minnesota, because they got 2 first-rounders this year, right? If Minnesota were to move up to 3, if New England would be, and this is the problem with New England. New England doesn't have anybody at quarterback right now. They still got Bailey Zappi, but they're not going to go into the next season with that guy as their quarterback, bro.
Hey man, the Kentucky GOAT, bro. Yeah, don't ever talk about Bailey Zappi, bro. That was a Graphk guy, bro.
Yeah, I know that's a Graphk guy, right?
Yeah, man.
He's one of the guys you represented, him and Sincere McCormick, right? Sincere McCormick and Malcolm Coates, right?
Yes, I'm definitely an agent for Bailey Zappi. So
look, the thing is that
salute to Joe.
I don't see the Patriots not taking a quarterback now, right? They didn't keep Mac Jones. There's no they didn't go get Justin Fields. They didn't go get Russ. So they're probably going to take a quarterback. But for if any reason they did not, that's the only way I see this going down. Because if Minnesota gets up to 3, they're taking, like you said, JJ McCarthy or freaking Drake May if he's available.
Hey, Duncan, you know what's so crazy? Because we got a Chiefs fan. Salute to him. He's always good dude, always adds to the chat. So I'm not going to, just boop, 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 boop. But I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be real. If Brock Bowers is available at 13, which I don't believe he will be, could you imagine that firepower on the offensive side of the football with him and Michael Mayer at tight end? That is another, potentially a Hernandez and Gronk type situation. If Brock Bowers is available at 13, you guys, and you really are thinking Tom Telesco's thinking best player available, I'm sorry, bro. I will go take Brock Bowers at 13.
It depends on what kind of prospect, right? Do you think Brock Bowers is the next Travis Kelce? Do you think Brock Bowers is the next?
He can be.
Like if you think, but it all depends on who else is on the board, right? Like, so if you have a future Pro Bowl guard on the board, or a future Pro Bowl corner on the board, or you have a Pro Bowl tight end on the board, you would probably go with those other positions as far as I'm concerned. I just look at the Raiders like this, man. Do you pay your rent, or do you go buy a Louis Duffel? Do you pay your rent, or do you buy Jordans?
Sometimes, man, you just say, fuck it. Just go get the Jays, man. Salute to 11. AOC played some of the best defenses last year. This is facts. Jets, Chiefs, Dolphins, Vikings, Broncos, etc., and survived. Now has a whole offseason to reflect and improve. Salute to 11. Yes. Logic. Salute to Butler. Jenkins signed a 1-year deal. Thoughts? We love it. We love it, especially at the price tag, $3 million up to $3 million. I think it's like 3.4, somewhere around that range. Love it, man. A guy that had a career year at 34. I love it, man. Continuity. You brought back Adam Butler. They're both familiar with Christian Wilkins. Our big fish signing. No pun intended, with their time in Miami. Miami. I love it, man. I love it. Salute to Butler. Salute to O as well. Can you imagine a scenario in which we move back, pick up another second, and get Penix with our first most mocks have him going in the second? That won't happen. Yeah, I don't think that he falls to the second. I think that, potentially, Omar, this is what I've been saying. You move back from 13 in that early 20 range, pick up an additional second, and you can potentially move back up into the first round. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's how you go get Michael Penix, unless you really say, you know what, he's our guy, and get him at 13. Or maybe you just move back from 13, you pick up an extra second, you're at that 20 to 23 range, and you just take Penix there. I don't have a problem with that. Salute to O. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up, man. Pay your bar tabs. Salute to all the new people in the building. A lot of new names, man. Appreciate you guys. If you want, hit that subscribe button. It is free. It helps the algorithm. It helps what we do over here with me and Wasted Talent, man. So appreciate you guys. As always, almost 2,000 people in the building. Salute to LBC Raider on becoming a member. My people. Salute to Ridgeback also in the building. We see you on the thumbnail. Real ones know, Ridge. Real ones know. Real ones know. Salute to Smooth also on becoming a member. Also, and they did sign, the Patriots did sign Jacoby Brissett also. So they have him and Bailey Zappi, but they still are going to need another guy. I think we totally forgot about bringing his name up when we were talking about New England and their quarterbacks. Let me see. A Raider transplant. I can definitely see the Jets going to get Brock Bowers. Could definitely see that, especially after they already identified, their tackles. You know what I mean? They paid big money on a bookend. They got, they brought Tyron in at left. They brought Morgan Moses at right. I can definitely see them make a move for Brock Bowers there at 10, man. Can definitely see that. And let me see. Salute to Smooth. All I know is Telesco's going to do his thing. Talk that shit, Smooth. And salute to Sweet Jazz, as always, on the $10 donation. We appreciate you, family. So glad Fields is blocked. The Raiders are playing chess instead of checkers now. All of us want a new QB, but this organization will not reach like we have the past 20-plus years. Enjoy the journey. Salute to Sweet Jazz. Appreciate you on the $10 donation. Richard, I'm going to be real with you. Bless you. No, I'm not taking a look at Andre Dillard. He's been absolutely terrible these past few seasons. There's a reason why he's kind of bounced around, and he's a free agent at this point. I'm not taking a flyer on Andre Dillard. He didn't look good out in Philly. Where was he this past season? Was he in Tennessee, I believe?
I forget, man. I lost track of him when he left Philly. I'm not.
Yeah, but no, I'm not taking a look at Andre Dillard at all. I'd rather upgrade in the draft or just move with what we have moving forward. Let me see. Did he? I didn't see that. He said Higgins got traded to the Patriots as well. I didn't see that.
I didn't see that, bro. I think I might be trolling.
Tyler says, if we get Adoree Jackson, does that mean we go offensive line first in round one? I don't think so. Look, Adoree would be a great pickup for us at this point. Definitely a guy that can come in and be a surefire corner two, but he's not a corner one. If you bring in an Adoree Jackson, we're assuming that Jack Jones is going to take the next step at the cornerback position and be corner one. I don't think Adoree is the number one guy.
Yeah, but now you got 2 starting corners. He's a starter.
No. I agree. I'm just saying that if you want to identify that corner one, if you don't think that it's Jack Jones, you would still potentially have to go get that guy in the first round.
Yeah.
I don't think Adoree comes in and fixes that problem at all. And what did AP say? We need to shut down corner. We need a true corner, right? Yeah. And I don't know if that's him just kind of throwing a little jab at his guy, Jack Jones, to say, "Are you that guy?" Because if not, we're gonna have to go get the guy. I think that's him kind of getting at Jack Jones a little bit, saying, "You ready to take that next step?" Yeah. But at this point, we still need another bookend corner opposite of Jack Jones. Jacorian has not been proven to be that guy yet. I do still believe in him. He has the speed. He has everything at his disposal to get it done with the skill set he has, but just didn't show in year one. So we still would have to go identify that guy. Adoree wouldn't be that guy, but Adoree would definitely be a dude that I think can come in and take a Meek spot and be a guy that can potentially be your corner two, give you some reps at special teams. You know what I mean? Adoree is a dog, but he's not a shutdown cornerback. He's just not.
No, I mean, but the thing is, the quality level of that room goes up with Adoree Jackson Jr. He is better. So for me, like, Jack Jones has the ability to be that kind of player. Yeah. He really does. Jack Jones is a phenomenal young talent. If he can keep his head screwed on straight, and the fact that Jack Jones hasn't even been in the National Football League for 5 years yet is also a win-win for the Raiders. You have a young Jacorian Bennett.
I have a problem. Go ahead.
You have a young Jacorian Bennett. You have another guy. If you go out there and you do bring in Adoree Jackson Jr., that's a guy who's a high-level player. He's not a bum. Like, so to me, I'm okay with that. Yeah. Listen, bro, there are not many years where you'll have a guy like, it's almost never a year we have a guy like a Champ Bailey available.
Yeah.
Or Nnamdi Asomugha when he went to the Eagles. They're almost never available, bro. So you got to draft those guys, and you don't know.
Or you make a big trade. Or you make a big trade for one of these Marshawn Lattimores or Alexanders of the world.
Yeah. So, like, and you don't know whether the guy that you're drafting in the first round is going to turn out to be that guy, right?
Yeah.
I think Jacorian Bennett still has elite speed. He has good bend in his hips. He's just a rookie, and he needs to understand the full concept of how to play the NFL game. I think Jacorian Bennett is going to shock a lot of people this year.
I do too. I believe it. Salute to John Jay, my guy. AOC had a better rookie season than Buddy we had for 9 years. His rookie season. That's with no first reps being thrown in the middle of the season, etc. I don't know. We should give up on Son that fast. Salute y'all. Salute to my guy John Jay on the $10 donation, man. Look, we're not done with Aiden. We just know that we need to bring as much competition in, as possible.
And that's what I want, bro. You said it, I've said it. Now listen, you bring in a Michael Penix Jr. If he's what I think he can be, I take it. Yeah. If Michael Penix Jr. comes in, he should beat out Aiden. If he is what we think he is, he should beat him out. Mm-hmm. And then this is not a conversation at that point. Yep.
Salute to Joe. AOC played better and threw less interceptions than Brady and Manning in their rookie seasons. Just saying, don't understand why a lot of people hate on this dude. Because, Joe, let's keep it a buck. It's not that people are hating on Aiden O'Connell. Some people clearly are. But at the end of the day, you see how the NFL is going right now. You see Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, right? You see a guy like Brock Purdy that at times shows a dynamic skill set. Like he's getting it done out there with the Niners. You see, Jalen Hurts. I know last year he was kind of up and down, but we see how it's a quarterback-driven league, and a lot of these guys are dynamic play callers. Look at Burrow. Look at Josh Allen. You know what I mean? So I understand why people are questioning Aiden O'Connell. I don't get the hate, but I understand the questioning. People want an upgrade, and it's only been 1 year, you guys, so we don't know if the upgrade is already in the building. It may be Aiden O'Connell. That's an upgrade over year one of Aiden O'Connell,
bro. And that's whatever happened to developing people, bro. Look, man, you know,
microwave society wasted. We know this. We talk about it a lot.
But bro, this is the thing, bro. What I look at it, I understand why people are hating on Aiden O'Connell, right? And you know why they're hating on Aiden O'Connell? Because nobody told them that he was a good quarterback. A lot of people need to be told by the media and by other people that this guy's the guy. Like you got all of these people who are blowing Caleb Williams, right? And I've watched Caleb Williams. He does some special things. He does some Mahomes-esque things, right? Yeah. But the thing about Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes would not be Patrick Mahomes if not for Andy Reid.
Oh, yeah.
If not for Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes was a guy that everybody said, I can't believe you're moving up and taking this guy.
Yeah.
And the only reason why if you look at what Caleb Williams did in college, right? He threw a lot of touchdowns in the Pac-10, right? He did very well. I'm not discounting the kind of player he is, but he's a guy who is going to a cold weather place. He is a guy who does not do well on schedule plays. Yeah. He, like, if you watch it, and Dan Orlovsky's the one who pointed me in this direction. I start really watching because I was big on Caleb Williams. Yeah. And when I see that, he doesn't do his best work under center and just running the play that was sent in. He does everything off schedule, doing spectacular things, throwing the ball across his body, running all around like a whirling dervish, like freaking Fran Tarkington. Yeah. That, to me, doesn't mean that he's going to be great. And guys like Aiden O'Connell, when you look at Aiden O'Connell, bro, look at a guy like a Brock Purdy, a guy who runs the system, sees the whole field, accurate, delivers the football to high-level skill position players. That's the metric, ladies and gentlemen.
Salute. And I think Caleb Williams is going to be an absolute superstar. So I don't know what Waste is talking about, but I hear you. Salute to Silver and Black, man. People who are watching our brother's show, please hit that sub button. Both channels. This is the best squad in the game. Fellas, what KC last loss was to us, how about their next loss in their ring versus us? Another beating. Salute to Silver and Black Nation on the $20 donation. We appreciate you, family. As always, our people, man. Salute to Larry. If the Raiders move to 4, I think they would have to give up an offensive weapon as part of a trade, because the Cardinals have no receivers. Yeah, man. Well, the interesting thing, Larry, is seeing where Marvin Harrison is at that point. You know what I mean? If Marvin Harrison is off the board, maybe the Cardinals would think about moving back and still going to get one of those other wide receivers. It's a deep class with wide receivers. You know what I mean? But Marvin Harrison is the prize of this. I know a lot of people think, Malik Neighbors is like him too. He's a dog. Don't get me wrong. A lot of people believe in, Rome. You know what I mean? He's one of those guys as well. But if Marvin Harrison Jr. is off the board by that point, which he very much well could be, maybe we could make a move with Arizona. Who's to say? Salute to Larry, man. Mitch says AOC isn't a top 32 quarterback in the NFL. Hey, man, he won a ton of games last year. You know what I'm saying? I know the defense was great. You know what I'm saying? We went, what were we last year? 9-8, 8-9.
Yo, look, you know what's funny about that? That goes to show me how little you know about the game, Mitch. For you to say that a guy talk, wasted talk. For you to say he's not a top 32 quarterback and he won games than a lot of other guys in the league and played a lot better than a lot of other guys in the league, and he's a rookie. That goes to show me you know what the fuck you're talking about. You just like to say things that are salacious. It's bullshit. Hey,
Mitch, he wasn't better than Bryce Young last year. He wasn't better than Desmond Ridder last year.
Like, Mitch, shut the fuck up, man. Go drink a boot.
He wasn't better than every quarterback that the Giants threw out there last year. He wasn't better than every quarterback the Jets threw out there last year. Come on, man. We got to stop this shit. Salute to Shalib on a $10 donation. Did y'all talk about Condo's mock draft yet? Wait, Condo's?
To my Hondo, probably.
Oh, I'm like, did John Condo put one out there? Rattler in the second and Fisk in the fourth, and your boy Shelly. I think our brother Hondo has kind of listened to the algorithm a little bit with his mock draft. I seen that. I seen the Spencer Rattler. I seen the Ray Davis. I seen some names. Fisk won't be available in the fourth round though. But salute to our brother Hondo. I think they, great minds, man. Salute to Hug also. Food for thought. Ayo, 2,200 yards, 12 TDs, 7 picks. 83.9 rating. Brady's second year, 2,800 yards, 18 tutties, 12 picks, 86.5. Brady wasn't mobile either. Let him cook.
Bro, I'm not – look, bro. Brady played and that was the year 2000 and shit. I had hair down to my damn shoulders back when Brady did that. That was the dead ball era, right? So, like, we're not going to go back then and compare these two guys, right? And I'm not saying Aiden O'Connell is fucking Dan Marino. But what I'm going to tell you is that he is our quarterback. Yes. I'm not going to come here and I'm not going to say that he has no chance to be good when he only played 1 year.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit up here to do that. When he played under Josh McDaniels, right? When he came in and didn't get any snaps and was fucking sabotaged by him. I'm not going to do that, bro. Yeah. Let's get a kid a chance, bro.
Once again, you guys, one of your best weapons, Josh Jacobs, goes down late in the season. You lose your head coach. You know what I'm saying? Who is essentially your offensive coordinator. You bring in a guy like Bo Hardegree that doesn't know how to call, an offense at all. Then you got, AP in there in year one, having to be your intern head coach. There was so much shit that went against Aiden O'Connell, and he still, looked pretty good for us, man. So I'm not done with the whole Aiden O'Connell thing, man. I think that he can be a really good asset for us moving forward. Now, is he the starter? I don't know. But even if he's your backup, Aiden, I think we're not done with the whole Aiden O'Connell story yet, man. That may be the Cody Rhodes of Raider Nation. Salute to Gons. What up, fellas? Our OC was at Rattlers Pro Day. Yes, more I see of that kid, the more impressive he looks. And the second and third, great value. What do you say? We are all in on Spencer Rattler, Johnny, over here. I would not be against getting him in the second round because I don't think he falls to the third. I like Spencer Rattler a lot. And I think that he's learned a lot, from his early years at the collegiate level. I think he's matured a lot more. I've heard great things about him at the combine in terms of his interviewing process and the way he analyzes the field. I think that Spencer Rattler can be a steal in this upcoming draft. I definitely do. I think he's going to be one of the better quarterbacks in this year's draft.
Yeah, I do. I like Spencer Rattler. The only thing that I don't like about Spencer Rattler is the height. I normally like my quarterbacks to be 6'2" and above. He's not. You know what I mean? But it doesn't mean he can't play, right? I just look, guys. This whole narrative about quarterbacks and stuff like that, it's crazy to me that guys, they're not really looking at this stuff. Now, everybody's going up in arms over Justin Fields. And what nobody's looking at is Justin Fields at the end of those games where they lost, strung together some yards, and made his stat line look a lot better. I've watched Justin Fields play fucking terrible, and then in games they were losing, start coming back and make it look better. We're not looking for that no more, bro. And I don't want a kid. And I'm not saying that I wouldn't have took a flyer on Justin Fields. It's not what I'm saying. Let me contextualize this. What I'm saying is like, let's not act like we allowed Randall Cunningham out of the building. You know what I'm saying? It's not act like, you know what I mean? We've already seen what it is with Luke Getsy and Justin Fields last year in Chicago. It don't make no sense. Let's not even do this to ourselves, man.
Salute to Niles. You know what's funny? Niles, we actually went out and signed Harrison Bryant. So he's a really good blocking tight end. So we already have our tight end two right there. We got Zach Gentry actually coming back in year 2 with us as well. A guy that we got off the, who was it? The Pittsburgh Steelers practice squad at that point. I could be wrong, but Harrison Bryant at this point will be that blocking tight end. And Niles, Michael Mayer got better as the league. As last year progressed, he got a lot better in the blocking game. You know what I mean? So he's kind of returning to that form that he once had at Notre Dame. The NFL is just a different beast. You know what I'm saying? You're playing against top defensive ends, top defensive it's a difficult task to be a great blocking tight end as a young kid at the tight end position. But we did bring in Harrison Bryant, a guy that can block as a tight end. So there you have it now. Salute to 2020. Think we missed the bus on Wilson/Fields package. Me personally, man, I'm not so upset about the names, you guys. I'm just more upset, and I said this on Twitter, about the compensation that was given for those guys. You know what I mean? That's more
what the conversation was going to be. You could see when Mac Jones got traded. Now, guys, I don't mean to cut you off, Grab, but Joe, like somebody said in the chat, I was capping for Justin Fields. No, I was telling you it was a possibility we can get him.
Yeah.
Right? And then when we got Luke Getsy, you go back and look. I told you, I don't think it's going to happen now. The Justin Fields thing is dead. He's an elite athlete. Would I take a flyer on him? Yeah. But is it the end of the world that we ain't get him? Fucking no, it's not. Like he's just as proven to me as anyone else. It's not like you get Justin Fields and then all of a sudden Devontae Adams is happy with Justin Fields throwing moon balls over his head and missing him and shit like that.
Yeah.
Get the F out of here.
Get the F out of here. I got to say it in Waste's voice. Salute the 10 Commandments. Purdy and Lamar are proof. A strong running game and a dominant tight end is critical for a young quarterback. We must support AOC with these things. Salute to 10 Commandments on the Haymaker, my dog. Appreciate you, brother. Salute to Yo Arnie as well. This is why I fuck with you, Wasted. Let that old man cook. Respectfully, the GOAT. Salute to Gary, also on the $10 donation. We appreciate you guys so much, man. Salute to the 2,000 plus people in the building. Whether you're watching on Waste's channel, my channel, or Twitter, make sure you guys hit them thumbs up, man. You already know what it is. Pay your bar tabs, wipe them feet, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. Salute to Gary. Let Wasted cook. Play the music.
I can't. I'm not controlling the chat today, man.
I wish I had it. I definitely would do it. Let me see. Salute to 10 Commandments. Did you notice that Tyree was in the building to greet the free agents? Yes, he was. Looks like he's putting in that work. Stay tuned. And guess who else was in the 10 Commandments? Max Crosby. He's always in the building. But guess what? That lets me know that Max is literally practicing what he's preaching. Got his arm around Tyree saying, we're going to get right this offseason. I love it. And I guarantee you guys, moving forward, you're going to see Christian Wilkins in the building with Tyree and Max daily because that's what kind of guys these guys are. You know what I mean? So salute to 10 Commandments with a great comment. Salute to Roberto. What's up, fellas? I don't think it's fair to hate on AOC, but I think the nation is craving a quarterback that ain't afraid to use his legs, unlike the last guy. That's pretty much what I was stating right there, Roberto. Real talk is, a lot of people just, want a more dynamic play caller at the quarterback position. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I understand that. You know what I mean? But like we said, Getsy's there. Let's see what he can do with Aiden O'Connell. You know what I mean? I think the best man is going to win the job. And we don't know if that's a rookie. We don't know if that's Aiden. We don't know if that's Minshew. The good thing is you have a good problem on your hands with two guys in Aiden and Minshew that have already won football games at the NFL level. You know what I mean? A guy with Minshew that led a Colts team to the playoffs last year, you guys. You know what I mean? Like, this is a good problem to have. We just got to figure out it. The thing is that's scary about Raider Nation right now, what all of us is, I think we all kind of share the same sentiment, is who is the quarterback? So when you see Justin Fields leave, when you see Russell Wilson's leave, when there's no more, when those are no longer options, everybody's like, what the hell is going on? Who was our guy? You know what I mean? And I think that's the scary thing right now is the big question mark is who is the guy? And I understand that, man. That's the quarterback is the most pivotal position in the NFL. You know what I mean? You got to identify the quarterback, but we don't know if we already have that guy in the building.
I don't see. This is the thing when people talk about being able to use your legs. Being able to use your legs is definitely a benefit, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you're playing quarterback the right way, you shouldn't have to run.
Yeah.
You should probably be getting the football out, right? Like Drew Brees didn't run around a whole lot.
Maul, you're right. You're right. My bad, bro. You're right. The Texans did beat him in the last game. The Colts did not go into the playoffs. But I'm saying Minshew has been there. Minshew has been there. Go ahead, Wes. My bad.
Yeah,
but thank you, Maul. Correct me.
Look, there's more than one way to skin a cat. Look, we see the Patrick Mahomes, right? Look, guys, if you think that there's a Patrick Mahomes in a draft anywhere in the next 5 years, I got a pink polka dot pony to sell you. Yeah. Patrick Mahomes is beyond, and I don't want to bloviate over Patrick Mahomes because I can't fucking stand him, right? But Patrick Mahomes is probably the guy of this generation. It's looking that way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Patrick Mahomes at this point he's already matched what Troy Aikman did.
Yeah.
He's already matched it.
Yeah.
How many you got now? 3?
Yeah.
He got 3.
Yep.
Been there 4 times.
Yep.
He's already exceeded what Troy Aikman's done. Mm-hmm. Troy Aikman's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
He's already matched John Elway. No, John Elway got 2. Right? Super Bowl wise, rings wise, right? Elway got 2. Elway been mad times though, right? So this guy's he's already done more than a lot of guys who walked in the Canton on their first ballot. That shit is hard to overcome, bro.
Yeah.
It wasn't like y'all watch people just draft another Dan Marino every other year. Listen, focus on building the rest of the team, and let's hope you have a guy that's a battle-tested guy that can compete. Yeah. That's all. Like some of these guys we talk about drafting, y'all are just projecting them to a place where you think that they're definitely going to be good, and they might be fucking terrible. I just want the Raiders to get into that trajectory to where they're picking good players every single year.
Salute to 11, man. This is facts. We were just saying the same thing. AOC, has Getsy this year. Hopefully, becomes a better quarterback. Ferris, my brother. Let me state this real quick, man. We try to get as many comments in as we can. When we have a show with 2 people on screen, it's a lot more difficult. So it's easier to put. We never ask for anything. We never ask for a dime. But we have to put. When people put their hard-earned money up, we have to read those first because, when we're having a discussion, it's very, very difficult. Ferris, I read as many comments when I do Coffee and Convos by myself, and Wasted also reads a lot more comments when he does his solo shows. When we're cooking as a duo, it's a lot more difficult to identify the chat when you have 2,000 people in the building. So I want you to understand, Ferris, we don't look at you or anybody else who does not send supers any less than there's no any less value there. We just have to read the supers because people are paying the harder money. But Ferris, save some of that for the Coffee and Convos of the world. Save some of that for Wasted's solo shows because we try to read as many as possible. But it's difficult to do that when you have 2,000 people in the building, Ferris. But salute to you, bro.
No, listen, we always read Walt. The great and powerful Walt, to get off my lawn, General.
Salute to Charlie. Thoughts on our place in our division? Chargers got worse, no doubt. Laugh out loud. I know draft will change a lot, but my opinion today, we got to be second in our division, right? Love you, bros. Keep up that content. Salute to you, Shalib. I think at this point we are. I think we are. I mean, and technically, we're still we were the number 2 team in our division last year. So until anything changes, we're still there. Yeah, but I do believe Denver got worse. I do believe the Chargers got worse. But we shall see after the draft and how after free agency, how these teams clean up. But yeah, I mean, if the NFL started today, I think it's a clear cut, thing that we're the number 2 team in this division. We got better with one of the top free agents with Christian Wilkins. We're still adding some pieces out there. We brought in a formidable backup quarterback in Gardner Minshew, and we still have a full draft class, Shalib. So yes, I technically number 2 right now if the league started right now. Salute to Trucker Mark in the building too. Appreciate you, family. And salute to Shalib on donating 5 OLV Raider Nation membership. Salute to my guy. Appreciate you on all the support, brother. And salute to all the new members in the building because of Shalib, my guy, man. Yeah, Rich says Brady passed the baton to Mahomes and everyone is chasing in the race. There you have it. And salute to Gary. We have plenty of stats and examples of top 15 talents in the draft that didn't pan out, but not much commentary on why. Where's the deep dive on why Brady and Purdy were successful? Do we need to evaluate differently? I mean, personally, Gary, 2 of the perfect situations, just as our brother Wasted touched, right? Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, Tom Brady, Bill Belichick. And at the time, Josh McDaniels, a great offensive mind. I think it's all about where a lot of these players go. I don't want to beat up a lot of these players because we had this debate the other day, Wasted, right, about who were busts coming into the NFL. A lot of those were top end talent. If they would have went to other situations, they could have potentially been top talents in the NFL level. It really does matter where you go. It really does matter where you go in the NFL because coaching is everything. It's everything. You have to be in the right situation for these guys to unlock your full potential. So I feel bad for, a lot of these guys like Robert Griffin III, who they just got away from what worked with him in year 1 and year 2. The injury started piling up. Boom. Robert Griffin is gone. Next thing you know, he's a career backup. He's not the guy that we thought he was coming out of Baylor. I mean, we can continue. There's so much talent. You know what I mean? We even talked about Reggie Bush, a guy that, just wasn't utilized the way he needed to be used. He could have been one of the most dynamic playmakers in NFL history coming out of USC, probably one of the best college players ever. You have to go to the right situation. And a lot of these players don't. They just truly don't.
People, places, and things, right? When you look at Brady, right, and then there's a certain intestinal fortitude that you got to have being a low round draft pick and not just accepting, the situation. And not for nothing, there's a little bit of luck and serendipity too. Yeah. Tom Brady would have never saw the field had Mo Lewis not knocked out Drew
Bledsoe.
Drew Bledsoe was a number 1 pick, had been to a Super Bowl, was in MVP conversations, was looked at as a top 4 quarterback in the National Football League at that time. Yeah. Drew Bledsoe would have continued to keep starting. Mm-hmm. But Mo Lewis came in like a goddamn missile and knocked him out.
People, places, and things. Salute to our brother Wasted with a haymaker. Salute to Silver and Facts. Raider fan living outside of Denver here. Y'all ever come out this way? You know what's funny, Silver and Facts? I was thinking about going to Denver for the first time this year. I've been to Denver before, but I've never been to a game. But I was thinking about Denver being one of those moves because I just want to be out there between that rivalry and our fan bases. It would be fun. Also, you see report a ton of ATL staff was at Rattlers Pro Day. Could definitely see that. Kirk Cousins is getting up long in the tooth. You know what I mean? They signed him to a 4-year deal. They definitely need someone to develop behind him. But there was also a lot of other staff out there from other teams as well. So, but it will be interesting to see if Atlanta would draft Spencer Rattler as the potential, Hayer, or what is it? Potential, what's the word I'm looking
for?
Heir apparent, to Kirk Cousins. But salute to Silver and Facts, my guy on a $5 donation. Salute to Frank also on a $2 donation. My dog, appreciate you. Salute to everybody here in the building, man. You know what I mean? It's an art to get your comment. Hey, man, it's hard. It's hard, Graham. It's hard, man. You know what I mean? Salute to Hug. What's more Raider way than a 4th-round rookie who's told he ain't the guy by the majority of the nation and proves you wrong? This is the way. Go Ayo. Let's go. Let's go. My dog. Salute to Frank. Both of you have a good thing cooking together. Love the content, man. So appreciate you, brother. Let me see. Dan says, acknowledge me. Raider King says, Docs is all about the bag. Now, hey, man, I do this for a living, brother. You know what I mean? I take care of my family with it. So, you know what I mean? But salute to you, man. Salute to Mex. How do you guys feel that the teams in front of us now actually need a quarterback? and JF leaving the Steelers, how do you think that affects us, if it does or not? Wait, you want to take that over?
No, it doesn't affect us because at the end of the day, the Raiders understand what situation they're in. They understand that they're comfortable with having Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew battle it out. Now, when you saw what they did in the beginning of free agency, if they were in on Justin Fields, they would have went and got him.
Yeah.
They would have went and got him, right? They weren't in on him.
Yeah.
You see around the league, there are a lot of people who will evaluate Justin Fields as a one-read quarterback who has problems processing, he has problems seeing the whole field. He's a guy who's an elite athlete with an elite arm who can't throw the ball, 15 yards and make a completion. That's how people look at him.
Yeah.
Right. So if the Raiders, in their infinite wisdom, felt like Justin Fields the answer, they would have got him because apparently he was available. Right. The Raiders are okay doing what they're doing, man. And I'm all right with that. If they feel like building the defense, building the rest of the team, and going out there and letting their quarterback fall to them, I'm cool with that. I don't want them jumping out the window based off of the court of public opinion and reaching on a guy that's really not their guy.
Talk that shit wasted. Salute to DeMarcus Webb, our brother, man. Mayer is also training in the offseason with Max. Love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Max is out for blood this upcoming season, man. Salute to DeMarcus. Salute to Shalib, gifting 5 Raider Nation Unlimited memberships, man. Salute to all the new members over there at Wasted Nation Army. We appreciate you guys as always. Salute to Shalib, man, my guy. Salute to Aaron, my dog. What's good, Doc/Wasted? Good stuff like always. If JJ McCarthy is available at 13, do we take him? What do y'all think? I would. Hell yeah. I don't think he reaches 13.
Yeah, JJ McCarthy's a guy I would take, man. Look, are there guys that are more physically talented than Aiden O'Connell? Yeah. Are there guys that I would prefer us going to the season? Yeah. But is that the metric? No. Like, if people aren't willing to trade with you above you, the Raiders have been trying to move up, bro. They've been trying to move up. But what I don't want to see the Raiders do is take 3 or 4 first-round picks and fucking flush them down the toilet, and then the kid's a bust.
I agree.
Then now we're in hell for the next 3 years. Then it'll be the old Al Davis shit where it's like, damn, if we had our pick, we could have took. I don't want to hear that. I want us to be like taking the emotion out of it. Now that free agency hit, now that we got Christian Wilkins, right? Now that I see that this is going to be a defensive-led team,
yeah,
I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
I'm cool with that. Like in the beginning of the offseason, right after the season, we can't, but Joe, now that I see what's going on, now I'm happy.
Why are we in the position we're in right now, Wasted? Because of Alex Leatherwood, because of Damon Arnett, because of Henry Ruggs, because of Jonathan Abram. I mean, the list goes on. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to be able to draft well. And I'm hoping that, with Tom Telesco, that some of these guys stick around. And look at the Hunter Renfrow class. There's nobody left.
There's nobody left, bro. And people, like, when you take the emotion out of it, you sit there. Because, like, I've been going back and I've been looking at some of the grades I've had over the years on some of these quarterbacks. And you become a prisoner of the moment with some of these dudes, man. Some of these quarterbacks, like, everybody acts like every one of these quarterbacks are going to be successful. Mm-hmm. Chances are only one of them are going to be successful. Maybe less than one of them. Just look at the draft that we mentioned. Mac Jones, career backup. Trey Lance, we don't know what he's going to be, but I don't think he's going to be no star. Yeah. Zach Wilson, backup. Fucking right now, Justin Fields is a backup right now.
The entire class. We can go through the whole list of shit.
And Trevor Lawrence is the only one who has a chance to right that ship and be a star in this league.
Yeah, so but even they went and got Mac Jones just in case, Trevor just, the injuries continue to pile up. Like you just never know, man. Raw dog, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. There's a ton of free agents out there. I'm still looking at Xavier Howard. I would love to bring in a veteran corner. At this point, the more and more these corners are not taken off the board, the inexpensive, the price tag drops. So I'm keeping an eye on Xavier Howard. Also, maybe you can bring in a veteran guard just in case. I know Wasted doesn't want to bring Greg Van Roten in, but I would at a veteran minimum, bring him in. He started for you last year. I know that he wasn't that dog at right guard, but he has started for you. I would bring him in on a vet minimum. If you don't want to go get a Kevin Zeitler or a Dalton Reisner, I would bring him back on a cheap and go get a guard in the draft that can start over him. But
that's a fact. That's a fact, bro.
You know what I mean? So, at this point,
I feel like I'm with that.
You know what I mean? So I would look at a Greg Van Roten who already knows the system, already knows what's going on, already knows what's, he's been there. Bring him back. And bring in Xavier Howard, and we can pretty much wrap this shit up for me in terms of free agency, because, we also are going to free up another $20+ million post June. We can be roughly at $50 million, you guys, in terms of salary cap space. And I don't think people realize what that can do for you in the middle of the field when the trade deadline comes up, when some of these players want to get out of their respective organizations and want to move on. We're going to have some money that we can work with during the season as well. So stay tuned. But, I think Tom Telesco is doing this thing the right way, man. I think right now we have about $28 million. I don't know if that's with Adam Butler and John Jenkins money off the books. I don't know yet, but the last I checked, we had $28 million, according to Spot Track. Salute to Shalib. Had to show some love to Wasted. You both are the GOATs. I thank you. That means a lot to us, family. Appreciate you, man. Salute to Emotional Raider. The live after the draft is going to hit like crack. Facts, bro. I can't wait. We're going to be dropping a bunch of shit left and right, man. Emotional. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Salute to John. Also, with the 13th overall pick, do we go quarterback, O-line, or best player available? Just depends on who's there, John. Who's there? If one of those quarterbacks drop, take them. If all those quarterbacks are off the board and you feel like you can get one of those second wave guys in the second round or potentially trade back up to get them, take the best player available. That's why I think, man, Quinyon Mitchell is still very much still on board.
He's in play, bro. Look, let me tell you something. Thank you for making me do my homework on that kid. Listen, man. Listen, him and the kid from Clemson are my two guys.
Nate Wiggins, you've been saying that Nate Wiggins is your guy. Yep.
Those are my guys, man. Those guys are fucking special.
Yep. I'm calling him Quinyon Mitchell, you guys. I'm starting it now. Just Quinyon Mitchell. Just Quinyon Mitchell. 13. If he's there, best player available, go get him. Fred, man, bless up the Waste and the Graphk. Keep cooking content with the free agent pickups. I have nothing to say until draft day. Salute to one of our guys, one of the OGs in here, Fred Hampton, on a $5 donation as well. Let me see. Okay, Mitch just said check my DMs. I think he's trying to cook wasted talent here. Let's
man, get that F out of here. Get that F out of here, Mitch.
Let me see.
Yeah, but no, listen. You sent it to my DM, Mitch.
Oh, no. It was something else.
Oh, that was it. Send it to my DM, Mitch. Let's get the roast back. That's right, Mitch. We are mortal roast enemies, Mitch.
No, he didn't say nothing.
I know. Man. Shout out Mitch, man.
Mitch in the building.
My dog, Mitch. I appreciate Mitch for even being in here, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mitch, man. I got love for Mitch.
That's
you know what's funny, bro? Look, freaking Chugs, Mitch, Graphk and Wasted roast session might be happening. It might be happening.
They don't want no smoke with that, bro. We grew up in them barbershops.
Yeah, man.
They don't want no smoke. Let me see. The Shield is a defensive tool. Raider Nation. Salute to Busy. Much. No. Kyler Murray is their quarterback. He just made a shit ton of money. All that money is guaranteed. He ain't going anywhere. I still believe they put him in a fucked up situation, though. They don't really have any weapons out there. Hollywood's gone. Rondale Moore is gone, which Rondale's not been great by any means. But, if they don't get Marvin Harrison Jr.,
Wasted get Neighbors.
I can see that.
Neighbors is a beast, though.
Oh, man. He's a dog, bro. But also think of it. He had Brian Thomas on the opposite side of him. He has some other great weapons. But I do believe Neighbors is going to be a top receiver in the NFL.
Yeah, I do. He's got that body type, man, where he seems like he's going to be that deal, man. I think.
Yeah. Salute to Niles. I second that. The live after the draft. I'm here with bells on. Salute to our family, Niles Factory, man. Salute to Dr. Feelgood. Cheers to the GOATs, Docs and Wasted. Appreciate you. Get some questions in, you guys. We kind of went over what we had to talk about. We're an hour and 15 minutes in. It's y'all show now. Now, this is the time, Ferris, to get your shit off, King. This is your time. If you got a question, put it in the comment section, and we'll try and get as many comments in as possible. No, Robert, they're not going to move on from Justin Herbert. It's funny. Me and Waste were talking about that. It'd be funny, right, if they just moved on from and picked up a bunch of draft capital and took JJ McCarthy. That would be hilarious.
Man, listen, that the owners, you guys think that just because Jim Harbaugh is there, he can just do what he wants. That owner ain't signing off on that.
No.
They ain't signing off on the great American golden arm quarterback being run out of Los Angeles when they have like almost nothing really to market to the fans there. They would never sign off on that. Don't even get your mind caught up in that nonsense.
Yes, Raider Nation exit. We will be at the draft in Detroit in April next month. I'm already booked and stuff. I don't know if Wasted is. He keeps saying he's going to find the ticket and shit, but I don't know if he's actually booked yet. You know what I mean? Our brother Waste is very inconsistent with the traveling plan. So, but either way, I'll be there. Stu will be there. Stu's driving out from Indiana. So we will be in Detroit. I have this weird nagging suspicion that Waste is going to end up not going last minute. So, yeah. So stay tuned.
Now, don't try to press me on the live, man.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Listen. Did I tell you I was going? We're going. I'm going, damn it.
Rondale Moore got traded to Atlanta, D. So he's already under contract and with the Atlanta Falcons.
What is he talking about?
That shit ain't leather, man. Let me see. Let me see. Will we trade up to 14 to 17 to grab a right tackle in a corner? What do you mean, George? Do you mean draft at 13 and then move back up with that second round pick and some like what do you mean? I don't know. Elaborate, brother. Elaborate. Let me see. Salute to Jesus, who's your top 5 quarterbacks this year in draft comparisons. So I hate doing comps, man, because you can't put that kind of pressure on these young guys. But I mean, realistically, bro, when you look at a guy like Caleb Williams, you're gonna say Mahomes, right? Because of the the heroics. You know what I mean? The running around and creating plays with his legs and being able to extend plays. Caleb's my number 1, and I'm going to say Mahomes, even though I don't think he's a Mahomes by any means. Number 2 would be, I like Michael Penix Jr. That's my guy. That's my guy. Me and Wasted have said this all year long. Who would be a Penix, a great comparison with you in terms of Penix?
I mean, he's like a bigger Tua.
Okay.
I can see that. He's very accurate. He's lefty. You know what I mean? From that perspective.
Okay.
But to be honest with you, if he was right-handed, to me, he's like CJ Stroud.
Okay. Ooh, I like that. Then I'm going Drake May. He's my 3rd guy. I know Wasted doesn't have him that high, but I go Drake May. And to be real with you, man, I know a lot of people don't see this, and I may get killed for it a little bit, but I see some Justin Herbert in this game. I do. I see some Herbert in Drake May's game. So who else? Spencer Rattler. And then we already know you got to kind of give him the same Mahomes comp, right? Because he's always been baby Mahomes. You know what I mean? Like, and then at that point, JJ McCarthy, maybe? JJ McCarthy. Who was a great comp for him? JJ McCarthy.
JJ McCarthy, there's nobody, some people, because you know what the thing is, when you see him, you're like, oh, well, he's Troy Aikman or something like that or whatever, but he can move. Like JJ McCarthy is very, very he's a very, very interesting prospect. He's a guy that I would like to take if I don't think we're gonna have a chance to take him. I think Denver is probably.
Ooh, I like that.
Jared Goff.
I see some Goffs. I see some early Kirk Cousins. I see a Brock Purdy. I can definitely see that.
Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy's a little guy, man. Brock Purdy don't have a kind of arm talent. JJ McCarthy is a stud.
Damn, Walt says JJ, Tommy Maddox.
He's not wrong. Tommy Maddox was a stud, bro.
No, I'm not saying he wasn't. I'm just saying
Tommy Maddox was
that's a name, bro, that only us would,
Tommy Maddox. You remember when they were trying to run Elway out of town for Tommy Maddox?
Yep.
Unbelievable, man. They were trying to run. He just got drafted in a bad situation, bro. Like, you don't want to get drafted and be the heir apparent to John Elway, who was currently in his prime.
Yeah.
Like, he was still in his prime, bro. They still had the orange unis back then.
Yeah.
When they drafted Tommy Maddox, the orange and the blue, the orange crush. Oh my God. That's nasty work.
A name that keeps falling wasted. I want to ask you, where do you think Bo Nix falls? Where do you think he's
going to Denver, man? I think
you've been saying that. You've been saying that.
Yo, because he reminds me the most of Drew Brees. He's a guy who's accurate, intermediate throws. He processes well. He's been in a pro-style offense.
Size isn't the same by any means, but I know what you mean.
Yeah, but I think with Sean Payton, I think Sean Payton looks at Bo Nix and says, this is my guy. Because Sean Payton is trying to run his offense. Yeah. He's going to get the guy that's closest to Brees. I think he's not as accurate as Brees, but if you look at what he does well, he does a lot of the things that Brees did well.
Salute to Jesus on a great comment, man. Salute to Peyton. May will be better than Herbert. I like Rattler as a realistic option. Salute to Peyton, man. I'm talking about man, Drake May, y'all. I'm telling you, and all this talk of his his stock dropping, it's only gonna make him even more mad, man. I'm telling you, do not look at the whole North Carolina thing and assume he's Mitchell Trubisky and all that other shit. Drake May is a dog. If he goes to the right situation, he can be a baller. Keep an eye on Minnesota. Keep an eye on Denver also if he falls and they trade up. But he will be a great talent at the next level. Salute to OG. Docs, do you see James Williams from Miami? He might move to linebacker. You can get him in the late rounds. We looked at him the other day, OG. Me and Stu were, you guys mentioned him when we did that show, and I actually looked at him a little bit. I didn't get a chance to do my full-length breakdown on him, but a safety out of Miami. Keep an eye on him. Wasted. A guy that, once again, a lot of these guys like Devon Diablo, like Tanner Muse are getting converted to linebacker. I don't see that, though, OG. I think they keep him at safety.
They're going to keep him at safety. I've been watching him for a while. You know what I'm saying? I think he stays at safety, man. I think a lot of people don't realize some of these bigger guys that are safeties, these young kids can move, man. Yeah. They can move a lot better than you think. I just think sometimes with the scheme that they're in and this position they're put in, you just see them coming downfield all the time. That kid is a lot better than people think as far as getting his hips around.
Let me see.
But guys, look, when I look at all of this stuff, you look at these quarterbacks, it really doesn't matter who you compare them to. The thing is, the situation that they get put into is the most important thing. That's the most important thing with a lot of these quarterbacks. It's not, like with Drake May. I think Drake May, if I'm drafting Drake May and I got a vet there, I like Drake May. Yeah. Do I want to put the franchise on Drake May's shoulder, playing the level, like playing how he played in college? Not really. Mm-hmm. Drake May, I don't see him being a guy that I can take and put the organization on his shoulders year one. Yeah. I see him sitting and being better in that way.
I think he would benefit a lot more sitting, definitely. Yeah. I
think that's the way he'll be successful. I think he's going to get overdrafted, and that's why I don't think he's going to be successful.
Salute to Spivey, man. My dog. Appreciate you on gifting 5 OLV Raider Network memberships. I appreciate you, brother, as always. Salute to one of the GOATs, the Kevin Nash of Shieldmore. Salute to Rudy, the vet Russo. Let's unceremoniously block Mitch.
Blocked. It's like, nah, man. Listen, y'all. Listen, y'all. This is the one thing that I don't want to happen anymore.
Oh, no. Hey. Just keep that same energy, Wasted.
What? What do you mean?
Keep that same energy.
Look, what energy? What the F you talking about? Look, I don't want nobody talking bad about Mitch. Mitch ain't doing Mitch do his show. Mitch does a great job down there. We don't do the same thing that Mitch does, though.
Keep that same energy, bro. Keep that same energy.
What the F you talking about?
Yeah. Just keep that same energy, man. Keep that same energy with Mitch, bro. Just keep that same energy.
What you mean? Keep
everybody in the chat, man. Keep that same energy, man. Keep that same energy.
Nah, leave Mitch alone, bro.
Keep that same energy. Keep that same energy. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. You got to text me on that one, yo.
Keep that same energy.
What you say? For me to keep that, I'm definitely keeping my energy. What the F you talking about?
Hey, look, man. Look, y'all will see in due time. Just keep that same energy. Salute to Peyton. I can see the Pats liking a guy like Knicks and trading up out of the top. Only one can hope. Salute to Peyton. I would love that.
Don't be scared for me. Listen, wasted is always fine.
I would love that. I would love that. Pats move out. We move right in. Go get our guy. Hey, man. Mark Davis, man. I'm trying to tell people, man, keep that same energy. Wasted. Bang!
Yeah, I don't know what the F you talking about right now. What energy are we talking about here? What are we talking about?
You will in due time, brother. You will. And I'm going to put you up on game. You'll see here very shortly what I'm talking about, man. Mitch, he texted me something interesting. That's all I'm gonna say. Just keep that same energy, man. Keep that same enery, man.
Whatever.
Look at the 2,000 people in the building, y'all. Right?
Listen, man. F every single one of y'all that's saying that I'm scared. Wasted don't scare them. Oh, this mother in here.
What's up? Keep that same energy, man.
F are you doing in here?
I had to bring this age gap under the age of 40, so y'all were looking old and tired.
Shut that
up, man, bro. I'm over here looking out for you. Gonna call me old and tired? Shit.
This mother
You
effer
are
talking
in the
about some
40
keep
club
that
now.
same energy like somebody's scared of fucking Howdy Doody up in here. Man. What the F is going on?
Shit, I wish I was Howdy Doody. I'd be making bank.
That's funny. What's up, brother?
What's up, guys? No, I saw you guys talking it up. And I was like, I got to make a video anyway. So I was hearing y'all talk about Aiden, and I was just like, my ears peaked up, kind of like when I tell Chuck Treat. So I was like, all right, let's go. Let's get it.
So Mitch, like in all seriousness, bro, look,
Yep.
I understand you don't like Aiden O'Connell, but don't say he's
It's not that I
30
don't like Aiden O'Connell. I think I know what Aiden is, and I've accepted what Aiden is. Like, Aiden is, the epitome of chicken, I think, without a lot of seasoning. Like, yeah, you can get your protein in. Like, yeah, he can be a quarterback, but do I really want to eat that every single day? No, I do not. Right? Like, he's a reliable. Like, he's going to be a good backup. I think he's going to be a backup. What if he had a career like Brian Hoyer, 15 years in the NFL? I mean, that's millions upon millions of dollars, and that's a very good NFL career. But like, he's going to be a spot starter. Maybe. I just do not view the realistic possibility of you winning a Super Bowl with Aiden O'Connell.
Well,
because of that, that's it.
I think, Mitch, we can say this though, right? If we had to lean towards which would happen, I think we can all agree that we would have to lean on Aiden not having just this Super Bowl type career. I mean, realistically, but anyone that's saying, oh, he's going to be the guy to take us to the promised land, you kind of thinking outside the box here. He's a 4th round pick. There's a reason why he was there. You know what I'm saying? And he had some troubles his rookie year, but I still, with better coaching, Mitch, you know what happens, man. If you get the right guys around you that can unlock that full potential, you just never know.
Absolutely.
You never know.
This is my thing though, Mitch, and I mean to cut you off, bitch. How could you say that?
Your show, you're good.
How could you say that based off of you not seeing another year? You not seeing him in preseason this year. You not seeing him with a full camp with a real chance at starting. He never had a chance at starting last year. They never prepared him from that prism. So we don't know. We don't know. You can't just arbitrarily just broad brush him and say, oh, he's a bust. He's never going to start. You can't say that. Because some people might have said that about Brock Purdy.
You're not wrong. I will say, like,
I'm 100% right.
There's times where you just got to trust your gut, right? Like, people were saying, like, oh, Mitch, you're crazy for not thinking that Josh McDaniels isn't going to work. It was in my gut feeling, right? It's same thing with like Derek Carr, where I know Derek can be a good quarterback, but in my gut of guts, I don't think that he's going to be the guy that gets you to the Super Bowl. And can Aiden potentially develop into being a good, reliable quarterback? Sure, they can. My point was, I didn't want to settle on that. To me, Aiden seems like a settling job when you got a brand new head coach, you got a brand new GM. I just wanted to shoot for the moon. I wanted to shoot for the stars. Like, I don't want the Raiders to take a Bo Nix. Like, if you told me start Aiden O'Connell or take Bo Nix at 13, I'm going to start AOC. If you got to tell me, do I want to roll with Michael Penix Jr. at pick 13 or Aiden O'Connell, I'm going to roll with Michael Penix Jr., right? Like, Spencer Rattler, even in round 2, which is a lot higher than I would like to take him. I take Spencer Rattler in round 2 over Aiden O'Connell. To me, it's just, I don't want to settle, right? Like, that's it. I don't want to settle. Now, if you're telling me we're going to continue to do what we're doing in free agency, like, I think they're doing the right things in free agency. I think we got one of the best defensive lines in all of NFL.
Agreed.
Building a hell of a roster around them. And if the plan is to we're going to go with Gardner Minshew in year 1 and then maybe hand the keys to somebody else in year 2, that can be the route. Like, I think Gardner beats out Aiden, but if Aiden ends up winning it, then give him the keys.
Realistically, Mitch, right now, you're the GM. League starts tomorrow. Who's on our roster at the quarterback position and who's starting going into the 2024 season?
So you're saying, like, the draft's already passed us?
Right now, like, you're the GM, right? And
if I'm the GM, you paid Gardner Minshew 2 years, 25, and it is a little bit of an overpay, but the way I've kind of looked at Gardner Minshew is I've looked at it as car insurance, life insurance. You look at it as house insurance, renting insurance. You hope that you never got to use it. But if you do got to use it, then, you might have to overpay for it a little bit. I would start Gardner Minshew at QB. Like,
guys, I'm going to tell you guys why you're wrong. I'm going to tell you why you're wrong. One, why we already know what Gardner Minshew could be in the National Football League. We don't know what Aiden O'Connell's going to be. Now, for you guys saying,
with you.
So by you saying that you're not settling. The reality of it is that Aiden O'Connell's on your roster, and the people that you want to be on your roster are not an option for you. Like, bro, listen, I might want to be 7'2" and be in the National Football League, but not National Football League, but 7'2" being in the NBA. But that's not the reality of it. The reality is the Raiders can't get into the top 3. It doesn't matter what they do. Those teams that are slotted in the top 3 are taking quarterbacks, and they got their guys that they think are going to take them to the promised land. And they're not going to trade places with us, bro. Like, you guys are acting like there was a free agent acquisition out there that was going to take us to the promised land.
Wait. Who said that?
Not you. I'm talking about people who say we'll shoot for the stars.
Said that, like, I would have said Russell Wilson was an upgrade over Aiden O'Connell. I mean, Russell Wilson at $1.21 million.
Agreed.
I mean, that's been something that I've talked about for a while. I don't want Russell, but I think sometimes, you got to look at it from an actual business perspective of he's a better quarterback than Aiden. But like everything you're saying with like you want to be 7-2, I want to be a starting wide receiver in the National Football League. Like, to me, it's not happening. And I'm sorry. Like, I know some people have that hope for Aiden. I don't have that hope. Like, I have the exact same feeling about Aiden O'Connell the way that I did. Like, I knew Josh McDaniels was never going to work. And in my mind, like, it was a waste of time. In my mind, I feel like Aiden O'Connell is never going to make it work as a legitimate starting quarterback in the NFL. Some people have a disagreement. That's fine. But because I think like that, I don't want to waste the time in going that route, which is why, to me, the Raiders with Gardner Minshew can win 10 games with a defense. To me, you just got to get in. Maybe they can win 10 games with Aiden, too.
You know what the thing is? That's possible. But the thing that I like is I love the competition aspect of it. I just want I don't want to just give the job to AOC. But this is the problem that I'm having with your school of thought, yo. The problem I'm having with your school of thought is you sit up here and you guys say, Russell Wilson, right? I was the first guy I was bringing the Russell Wilson caveat up in the middle of the fucking season. And then the very same people that were like, no, he's terrible. When people thought there was a chance we can move into he's terrible. And I said from the beginning, people do not allow that need a quarterback you to trade into the top 3. Most of the time when people trade into the top 3, they are, and I'm going to give you an example, like with the Chicago Bears last year. They were still farming out the Justin Fields experiment. Okay. And that's why they allowed Carolina to trade in there. There's no one else in the top 3 who was going to do that. And New England was the only team that I thought maybe if they keep Mac Jones, maybe. But when they didn't, I saw already right there, yo, you can't get into the top 3. So let's not even farm. People were killing me for the Russell Wilson shit. And Graphk will tell you, bro, in the middle of the season.
I didn't want Russell Wilson.
They were killing me for that.
But for that price tag, I was like, oh, yeah, just like what Mitch said. I thought it was an upgrade over what we have already.
And I did too. But this is the problem with that. If you look at this man as a one-read quarterback, right, who at one time used to get out of trouble with his legs, he's not as good with that anymore. I don't know if they can catch lightning in a bottle with Russell Wilson, but at this point in Russell Wilson's career, he is what he's always been, a one-read quarterback who either takes off and runs. That's what he did in Seattle for years, right?
Sure.
We're not trying to with the kind of team that we have, we're not trying to operate under that construct. We are a defense-led team. So we want a quarterback that's going to take care of the football, who's going to get you first downs. And people talk about getting your guy.
Is that Aiden?
What? I'm talking about Aiden O'Connell. Aiden O'Connell's the guy that's going to get you first downs and take care of the football, right? Gardner Minshew is a guy who, hopefully can push Aiden O'Connell, right? But if you don't have Aiden O'Connell, then I would take my chances with drafting the quarterback that's going to fall to me that I'm comfortable with. And I think that's Michael Penix Jr.
So, I agree. Penix has been the guy, the most realistic.
I've been saying that from the beginning, bro. All of this Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels shit is out the window for me.
It's fun to talk about because, you never know. You see crazy things happen in the NFL every year, but it's definitely fun to talk about. And we know the ties with Jaden Daniels and AP, so it makes sense that the nation is excited about the idea of it happening. But I think the most realistic thing, salute the 10 Commandments, Mitch, knowing that you're not getting your guy, what would you do to support the existing QBs? I
still don't think that's true though yet. Like, again, I'm going to hold out hope that until that moment actually happens, like, you don't know. Like, to me, if I'm going to rank my quarterbacks, I still want to try to get one of those top guys in the draft. I know you say it's not possible, but until like that fat lady's singing and until I hear it's a 0% chance, right? Like, to me, us getting Jaden Daniels in the draft is as likely as Devontae Adams trade, Khalil Mack trade, things that people say are never going to happen, but it's the NFL. Sometimes crazy shit just happens. So, like, I'm going to hold out hope for that. But I'll tell you right now, I'll take Michael Penix Jr. at 13 over starting Gardner Minshew, Aiden O'Connell every single day of the week. I'll admit I am a little bit worried because our right side of our line, could you potentially convince Colton Miller to, kick over to the side if you don't have that opportunity? Like, do I want a Talisi Fuaga? Do I want a Terrion Arnold? Like, these are players that I would love to target at 13. My fear is, though, what I don't want, like, I don't want a Bo Nix at 13.
No.
I don't want a JJ McCarthy in the top 13 picks. Like,
I do.
perfect scenario, you draft like Terrion Arnold and Brown or a pick 13 or a Talisi Fuaga at pick 13, and then you trade back up into the back end of round 1, or if Penix is somehow available to you at pick 44. Like, if I got to pick between JJ, Michael Penix, or Bo Nix, even Spencer Rattler, I take Penix every single day of the week.
Yeah.
I just like this whole like not knowing if you're going to get your guy. I'm not willing to just say, all right, it's not going to happen, because
what's your knock
the
on
Vikings are going to trade up for Drake May. I mean, we got a guy here at Minnesota. And that's the guy they like.
What's your knock on JJ? Because I the same thing I told Hondo. He was there actually, and I talked to Wasted. I called you. He was the big talk at the combine. What is your knock on JJ McCarthy at this point?
I think he's a really good athlete, right? And the way that I kind of look at JJ's game, I heard you guys earlier talking about NFL comps, and I look at JJ McCarthy as being like a quarterback that's less of a passer than Trevor Lawrence, somebody that's probably going to have to use their legs a lot more than what they need to at the NFL level. My thing that scares me the most with JJ is his inability to make like the loft throw. I feel like all of his throws are the exact same, whether it's 20 yards down the field, 30 yards down the field. It's always like a line drive. Like, there's never like a lot of loft on it. Like, there are some anticipation throws there, but it's also just a sample size. Like, my big knock on Trey Lance was there wasn't enough NFL caliber throws that I could see that I was confident enough to take a quarterback in the top 13. Same thing with JJ. Like, I also don't think McCarthy's ready to start in year 1. Now, if you put him in a Jordan Love type of situation, and every situation is different, like, JJ McCarthy can be a round 1 pick for some teams. I don't think JJ McCarthy can be a round 1 pick for the Las Vegas Raiders, because to me, he needs 2 years to be able to mature and to be able to develop more of that game. He's a great leader. Like, I know that. And that's something that, I think is very important at the NFL level.
Yeah.
But for the Raiders, I think that's where I'm not sold on JJ McCarthy.
Okay. Salute to Will Duncan on the $5 donation also.
Like, this is the analogy I always make on my show. He's a pitcher in the MLB that throws 94 miles an hour with bad off-speed stuff.
Ooh.
Look, the thing with JJ McCarthy is accurate. JJ McCarthy has a strong arm. He makes pro throws. He has pro size, great feet, great vision. He sees the whole field. Thing with JJ McCarthy that I don't like, and it's not his fault, is the fact that he played under Jim Harbaugh. And when you look at Jim Harbaugh and you look at the way that pro style offense is that he runs, that is a very archaic offense. If you look at how much Alex Smith threw when he had him in San Francisco, you look at how much Colin Kaepernick threw, they don't throw the ball a whole lot. He doesn't have a lot of attempts, bro. And that's the reason why you're looking at it from that prism. Now, there's some games that I look at and I'm like, JJ, you probably should have thrown more. But if you only have, 15, 16 attempts, that's how you can have teams. Because Michigan had games where they were blowing people out and JJ would have 200 yards and, he'd only have 13, 14, 15 attempts. And I think that's more of the symptom of why his numbers look the way they do.
Salute to C. Gabe Go to the 3 horsemen of Raider equinox is upon us. Salute Docs, Wasted, and Mitch. Only real leather around here. Salute to my guy. And Verum, this one's I like this because our brother Mitch can get a little emotional. I see him tweet. I see him tweet away during games and saying some outlandish shit sometimes. And as fans, sometimes we get in that emotional bag, right? Where we say some wild shit. Mitch, at the beginning of the season, you said to bench JG, which I think a lot of us agree with, for AOC. Then after 3 games at AOC, you said he will never be a starter. Can we get some middle ground? Give AOC a fair chance.
I mean, I did say bench him for Jimmy Garoppolo, and I thought Aiden O'Connell gave us the best chance to win last season. But that's not me saying that Aiden's a starter. That's me saying, have you seen what Jimmy Garoppolo and Brian Hoyer look like? I mean, the fact that those guys started NFL games last season is, it's a mind-blowing thing to me, right? And I trust my eyes. I trust my gut, right? Like, it's, to me, the Aiden O'Connell conversation is, you're not going to be able to convince me that he's going to be a good starting quarterback in the NFL. Like, you're just not going to be able to convince me. Now, if he goes out there and he does his thing, sure. I also want somebody, though, that I can rely on at the biggest moments. Like, I can rely on these like big time things. Sorry, Alex just texted me something crazy.
No, you're good, bro. You're good. Take your time, man. Salute to everybody here in the building.
You that you're a jabroni.
No, she was like, "Is Chuck with you?" And I was like, "No." So I was like, "Where the frick is he?" But again, I don't know. I'm just not going to view AOC. Sometimes you got to trust your gut. Sometimes you just got to go that way. Just everyone said that Antonio Pierce is going to be the right head coach.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to trust your gut. And I don't see it with Aiden.
Let's get off the quarterback shit. I want to ask you, man.
Brony.
Because we'll be on for another few minutes before we get out of here. I want to ask Mitch, moving forward, free agency. We already brought back Big John, brought back Adam Butler, went and got Christian Wilkins, the big fish in free agency, went and signed our backup tight end, Harrison Bryant, which I thought was an under the radar kind of signing for us. Picked up Andre James, brought him back at center. What is the next move you do in free agency if you're Tom Telesco? Are you looking at a veteran corner to bring in? Are you looking at beefing up that right side? How are you moving in free agency moving forward?
Well, based off of what I would do, it might be a little bit different than what I've heard and out there. I know the Raiders brought back Andre James, which I think is hilarious just because of what we were told at media day.
Yeah. And I know your ties with some of those guys out there, so I know I know actually where you got it from. That's actually the funny part of this shit. It's like everybody's like, Mitch, you're wrong. You're right. Well, sometimes you actually hear it from the horses.
I'll tell you that, I'm happy I was wrong on that one. I'm happy Andre came back. But from what I understand, they like Thayer Munford a lot. They want to give him a shot on the right side. This is another thing where if you draft Penix, there's a part of me that wonders, could you kick Thayer over to the left side, where I actually thought he looked a lot more natural last season, and then you put Colton on the right side at right tackle, and Colton might not want to be that, but if you restructure his contract and say, hey, you can protect the blind side, I would rather that personally than having Thayer protect Penix's blind side. But then I'm going to look at corner. The corner that makes sense to me is Adoree Jackson. He's been the name that I'll just continue to throw out there.
Yeah.
I know Antonio Pierce said that finding a cornerback one is a priority, but to me, Adoree isn't the number one corner, right? He's just he's a replacement, and he's a replacement probably of Amik, right? You're just trying to find another guy there. I don't know if Jacorian's going to be ready to step up right away, but you put Adoree Jackson in that situation, and then you can still go out and get a Terrion Arnold or somebody like that in the draft, a Quinion Mitchell. Nate Wiggins, he might be a better corner. I don't know if he's physical enough. Maybe a Rakestraw out of Missouri could be another name to at least just throw out there and keep in mind. But
yeah, that's another.
I would look at Adoree, who had his best year in 2021 with Patrick Graham.
Yeah. Okay. What about a Darnay Holmes, another guy, young, 25, has that connection, to AP. I believe he played on his AAU team back in the day with Keyshawn Johnson. But a guy that hasn't really been able to unlock his full potential out there in New York, didn't really get a ton of opportunity. I'm just saying this could be a guy that you could potentially add as a depth piece for that corner room as well. You know what I mean? I know it's not the sexiest name, but it's someone that has ties to AP, and we already know.
I think you don't always have to go get the sexy name, right? I've said it 100 times, and you kind of did earlier with Harrison Bryant. That's not a sexy name. That's a really good football move, right? That's a physical guy that you're going to be able to add in to fit the Luke Getsy offense pretty damn well.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, I still got to add maybe an interior guard. I don't even think bringing back Greg Van Roten's a bad idea. Make him your sixth man on your offensive line, right? Put him somewhere. Even going out and finding a left guard, and if Parham's got to play right guard, which kind of like what I said about Munford, there's a times where I'm like, I wonder if Parham would be better on the right side, right?
Well, Parham, that's his original position, I believe, at Memphis. He played a lot of right guard.
At Memphis, Parham played he played three different positions, at 3 years at Memphis, and then he ended up playing center at the Senior Bowl. Parham can play a lot of different spots.
Yeah. But I'm not against it. We were just talking about how about bringing back Greg Van Roten. It's just like that rotational guy at the guard position. Salute to Joe as well, man. Gifting 5 OLV Raider Network memberships. Appreciate you, brother, as always. Salute to my guy, Joe. Salute to Xavier. Says, Mitch, if Aiden starts and wins 10 games, go bald.
If Aiden starts, we win 10 games and go to the playoffs, that's a win to me. But that still doesn't mean that he was the right answer. That's a good outcome. But my point is, I think with as good of a defense as the Raiders are going to have this season, if the Raiders won 8 games last season with Aiden and all that other quarterback bullshit, I expect them to win 10 games this year with Aiden, with Gardner Minshew. And, even look at that Colts team last season. That Colts team last season on paper was one of the worst teams in the NFL. I think Gardner did a pretty damn good job for getting them to where he was. I expect the Raiders to win 10 games with arguably a top 5 defense. You can make the argument they're going to have an even better defense than that.
Yeah.
My point is, since our defense is that level, Super Bowl caliber defense. Like, that's the team. I was just like, what if we try to get a quarterback that sets us totally apart?
Yeah.
And what if that QB hits? That's how you start something amazing. Like,
Yeah.
that's how you start something like the Kansas City Chiefs have. And that's what I want. Call me crazy.
Hey, Bruce, but everybody said that about Zeus. Not just Mitch. Me, Wasted, Andy, Hammer.
My two biggest misses last year were me calling out Robert Spillane. I'll take the L on that one every day of the week. I didn't like that move. He proved me wrong. And then I also said I don't think Zamir White's going to be a reliable running back in the NFL.
Bro,
based off what
nobody said that. Point, everybody said that.
Everybody said that. This is the reason why my mind is more open to allowing people to develop. This is why. Thank you, honey. Appreciate it. Yo, the reason why I like to let people develop is because, you can't just throw the baby out with the bathwater with some of these guys. You got to let young players develop. The problem with the Raiders, and Mitch, what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to pull an old man Wasted fireside chat. Everybody gather around while Wasted warms it up right now. If you've been a Raider fan for 30 years, right? The problem that we've always had is when Al was alive, Al always thought we were a few players away from winning a Super Bowl.
Always, even when we were 30 players away.
When we were 30 players away, right?
Okay.
I don't think at this point we are 1 or 2 players away from winning a Super Bowl. And I think we have to allow the Raiders a chance to develop this team in a real way. And you don't do that through the free agency. You do that through smart free agent moves, like Christian Wilkins. He's a young guy. His best football, I don't think he's played his best football.
Bro,
I don't think so.
If you had a quarterback, which is easy to say, my bad, I mean to cut you off, but I'm just going to say this. You said we're not 2 players.
As you always do. Thank you.
I know. I'm a terrible person. But if you have a quarterback, you have a true number 1 quarterback, you have a number 1 corner, bro, this is a team that can win a Super Bowl. What do you mean?
Bro, but see, this is the thing. Is it realistic for you to say year 1 drafting some kid?
No. I'm not. I'm just saying if you say realistically,
the Raiders had CJ Stroud right now, are they a Super Bowl caliber team? My answer is
no.
Yes.
No, because you still got to beat Patrick Mahomes, and I don't think our roster.
Everyone has to beat Patrick Mahomes.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but he's in our division, though. This is the thing y'all ain't looking at.
You're telling me with CJ Stroud, the Raiders aren't a
with CJ Stroud and Quinyon Mitchell out there on the outside, and this year
I don't know if Quinyon Mitchell could play a fucking lick in the National Football League.
Respect Quinyon.
Yo, Quinyon Mitchell hasn't played 1 fucking snap.
Respect Quinyon, bro.
Yo, listen, with CJ Stroud, would it make us get to the playoffs and possibly win a game? Yeah. But if you're talking about beating Kansas City right now, I can't say that because from 1 to 52, their roster, bro, is we need to catch up roster wise. Forget the quarterback. We need to catch up roster wise. Like if you go every player in their defense, Trent McDuffie, all of these guys, they're loaded on the defensive side of the football. Their offensive line is loaded,
bro. But
loaded.
They're about to lose. They're about to lose their 1B in their corner.
I think our team.
How are they going to lose their 1B?
Their team.
They put the franchise tag on him.
Yeah, but he's going to be a trade partner. The Colts have been all in on Snead up to this point. It hasn't happened yet, but there's going to be potentially a few other teams that's going to be in on Snead.
I mean, if you're saying we got to beat Patrick Mahomes, if the Raiders had Josh Allen at quarterback, who can't beat Patrick Mahomes, are we a Super Bowl caliber team? Like,
I don't know yet because the 49ers, when I look at the 49ers, bro, right, and I look at their roster, roster
we got to trade for Patrick Mahomes.
Yo, no, I'm not saying that, bro. Yeah. What I'm saying is that when you look at the 49ers, you look at the Ravens, you look at teams like that, their rosters are filled out more than us. We're not there yet. Like I think we're about 4 or 5 players off from being there.
But bro, that can happen if you draft correctly. Look what Kansas City did. Their defense was bottom of the barrel in the NFL.
And that's my
offense always won them games. One draft put them in play to have one of the best.
That's my point, though. That's my point. You have to have draft capital to do that. And I think that this is the draft and this is the offseason that we put ourselves. I think we're a year off from being a Super Bowl contender. I really do. I think this draft, if they do it right, and they did what they did with Christian Wilkins, and they're smart with the cap, I think this is the year, bro. That's why I'm not willing to give up 3 or 4 first-round picks for a quarterback I'm not sure is going to be any good.
This is the thing that okay. Now let me fire back a little bit.
Because you're not sure in the QB, then.
I get that. Look, we can go to quarterback. We can end this discussion. I get it, but I'm saying we have to get a lot out of our third-year players, right? we have to get a lot out of our second-year guys this year and Michael Mayer. We got to hope that Zeus becomes that guy at the running back position with a rookie probably next to him. If these guys can translate in year 2, in year 3, the Nate Hobbs of the world, if he can become that guy that we all assume he can be in the slot, if Jack Jones can make that, turn that corner and become that guy that we think that if he just continues to build on what he did last year, I think that you're kind of beating up.
You just made my point for me. All them fucking ifs. We don't know that yet. This year will be the test if all of these guys that we got in the building are the guys that we think they are. We got to hope that Zamir White plays up to the level he played at the end of the season. We got to hope that Jack Jones continues to play up to who we thought he was last year. We got to hope that Darren Mumford takes that next step. There's a lot of ifs, bro.
No, definitely.
So this is the year.
There's always going to be ifs.
Yeah, but it's different with other teams where you look at their roster. There's not a whole lot of question marks on the Ravens roster, bro. You know what you're getting there. There's not a whole lot of questions.
The NFL MVP, right? Like,
yeah, but bro, I'm talking about coaching, the other guys.
Also, coaching, continuity. Harbaugh's
think about how much better the Raiders defense got this past season, just in the second year of Graham. Like I'm expecting Merrick to take another step forward. Epps another year forward. Hobbs another year forward. Jack Jones another step forward.
Mitch, my point's exact. I'm expecting it, but do I know that to be true? No, and that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. We don't know, so you can't tell me that we're just a quarterback away because you don't know if any of these guys are going to be any good this year. We need more of a sample size with a lot more of these guys. Okay, I need more of a sample size of AOC. I need more of a sample size of Zeus.
I hear you. Let's get these supers real quick, but I'm going to say this. The ifs are always a thing in the NFL. What if the Kansas City Chiefs just fall off the globe this year? You never know.
Is that likely? A dynasty? It's not likely.
Hey,
right?
As long as Patrick Mahomes is that quarterback,
that ain't happening. Andy Reid's that coach. That ain't happening. We got question marks from our head coach down. That's the thing, bro. We don't know that AP is going to be great this year. Do I have a lot of optimism? Yeah.
No, I have know that, but I'm just saying, bro, we watched the Niners.
How can I sit up here in the air and say that?
I agree. We watched the Texans be one of the worst teams in the NFL, go to the playoffs. We watched the Niners be the second worst team in the NFL and go to the Super Bowl. It happens. We just don't know. Yes, if it was a fifth, we all be drunk. All I'm saying is we've seen stranger things happen in the NFL. Salute to Texas Mammoths. Mitch, have you ever had any news on McCall, Fluker, or Wagner? Mumford, All-American at guard at Ohio State. Any information you have on those guys, or just any thoughts on those guys?
Marquand McCall is a mountain of a human being.
Yes.
Fluker, I actually think that they ended up bringing him back, or they're going to bring him back.
Yeah.
And then
one more year in his deal.
What was the last name? The last name on there.
Dalton Wagner, the big guy at Arkansas, right tackle.
Oh, I love Wagner. He's a giant dude, but I'm curious to see where he ends up fitting now that Brasillo left.
Oh yeah, that's interesting too. Salute the heat check. Go ahead, Wasted. My bad.
Guys, I don't know. With Dalton Wagner, we haven't seen him play one snap in the NFL.
Yep.
How do we love this guy? I love the idea of what he could be.
The measurables. I mean, brother, and the dude was like in like the WWE and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Who's they? You gotta love the dude.
See, I like guys like that. It's kind of like the way that I view players now in the defense. I trust Rob Leonard so much that when they bring in somebody on the D line, I'm like, all right, you've earned my trust. You've earned my respect. Antonio Pierce, Patrick Graham. Same thing with Carmen Brasillo on the offensive line. I thought he always did a good job, and he always looked for those big project players. And if Carmen Brasillo was like, all right, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah. Win me over.
But you're right, though. We're probably going to get away from that scheme that we ran last year with Carmen Brasillo. And we don't know if Wagner fits what they're trying to do on the offensive line. Salute to heat check. No way you look Devontae and Adams in the eye and tell them Gardner Minshew is slinging a rock to win this season, right? I mean, heat check. Look, man, this is the thing that we look at all these guys. Look at the Hopkins of the world. Look at Tim Brown. Forever. Like, bro, Devontae has already had his time with an all-pro quarterback in the NFL in a first ballot Hall of Famer in Aaron Rodgers. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm the only person. Maybe I'm one of the only people. I don't feel sorry for Devontae Adams.
I don't either.
Throwing him the ball. I don't care if Aiden O'Connell's throwing the ball.
In the next 2 years, he'll be
man. He decided to come here. He forced his way here. You left one of the 5 best quarterbacks in the last 20 years. Voluntarily.
Play with Derek
sorry for him. Yeah, get the fuck out of here, man. So what? He'll be all right.
Look to El Cheeto. What do you guys think about trading back and grabbing Penix? I think we all kind of talked about that and agreed on it. I'm hoping someone like Kool-Aid or TJ Tampa falls to us in a second. I would definitely take a look at TJ Tampa. And Kool-Aid with the foot injury kind of scares me. But if he's available there in the second round, I'm not against looking at the young kid out of Alabama. Salute to El Cheeto. Salute to Varum. Hard to blame AOC as a first year plus OC that never called plays in the NFL. What QB could win in that position? Mahomes sat for a year and had Andy. This is facts, Varum. This is facts. Salute to you. Salute to Joe once again on 5 more. My God, man. Salute to all the new members over at Wasted Talents channel. We appreciate you, brother, as always. Let me see. Cowtown, yes, I have watched Quinyon Mitchell's tape. I have. You know what I mean? The thing is this. Not a lot of it is sexy tape. He just makes plays. You know what I'm saying? I understand like the competition may not have been there in the MAC, but, bro, he did what he was supposed to do. Some of those plays, I'm going to be real with you. There were some plays, some of those picks that he came up with were gimmies. Right to him. Boop. You know what I mean? But
he dominated.
You have to make the play.
Quinyon Mitchell's tape to me reminds me of when you watch a guy in high school and he's clearly different. And I get the level of competition, and then you're like, all right, well, let's see how they do in college. But when you stand out that much, especially at, I think, of the hardest position to play in the NFL, which is corner, when you stand out on tape like that, I'm intrigued. I took Quinyon Mitchell in a 3rd-round mock back in January. And but everywhere he goes, Senior Bowl, balls out. Like at the combine, looked very, very good. There's just some guys where he's like John Morant to me. Like, honestly, like John played in a small school, didn't get a lot of opportunities. People watch him, they're like, holy shit, that guy's different. That's Quinyon Mitchell to me. And
he killed the Senior Bowl and Punchy. I love Stu. I don't mean, and I know he played at the NFL level, and I respect my brother. But at the end of the day, I don't give a shit what he says about Quinyon Mitchell. I know what I seen. And he was the best corner at the Senior Bowl. And once again, we had this conversation with Chuck Pagano the other day, Mitch. We had a conversation, and he was saying, like, Senior Bowl means a lot because you're playing against some of the top talent in the nation.
Yeah,
like,
man.
Combine, He was like, whatever. Combine doesn't mean shit to people. And this is Chuck Pagano, like a legend in the NFL, saying the Senior Bowl matters. And that was a guy that absolutely destroyed the Senior Bowl at the corner. He was clear-cut the best corner.
Are you coachable?
Bro, this is the thing. This is the thing that you guys are missing, right? He is a guy who is regarded as a freak at the corner position. These are the most athletic guys on any NFL roster, corners. Corners are most of the time, your corner is the most athletic guy on the team. He made a list of the 46 freaks in the draft. He bench pressed 225, I think 21, 23 times. The dude runs a sub 4.340. Bro, big kid, man.
They don't care about that. They see Toledo. What do we see with Tariq Woolen that year? Coming out of that small school.
Bro,
he's gonna be a dog. You know what I mean?
Yo, he has exceptional field vision, bro.
Yes.
And he played in a zone concept. And that's why a lot of times you guys say, well, those interceptions were gimme. No, that's film study. That's going out there in that zone and putting yourself in the right position to make that play. Yo, Quinyon Mitchell, listen, I'm going to give Graphk his credit. He put me up on, bro. And I went and I did a deep dive into him, bro. The dude, listen, get the F out of here. Right? But I went and I did a deep dive, right? And I'm telling you right now, when I compare him to other guys that I've seen play this game over the last 20 years, he's right at the top end as far as an athlete that I've seen, bro. Trust me, buy into the hype, bro.
Hey, salute to everybody. You got about 5 more minutes on you, Mitch?
Yeah, I'm
good. A few more comments in, man. MB, we already answered this, brother. We're definitely down to move back into the first to get Michael Penix Jr. if he's available. Salute to my guy East Coast too. TJ is mad good. Yes, TJ Tampa is a dog out of Iowa, bro. That definitely one of the best DBs in this class. Salute to my guy, Gridiron, man. Salute to Hug. He said, y'all did work today. Salute to my guy, man. And let me get these rest of these supers in real quick. Salute to 10 Commandments. I saw a stat that we were last in the league as far as wide receiver speed. Mitch, what is your opinion of our team speed, especially at the wide receiver position?
All right, so I've kind of talked about this before, and it's kind of why I've thrown out the idea of potentially like the Raiders, if they wanted to trade up into the top 3, Jacoby Myers could potentially be a trade chip because the Patriots, I thought all these other teams at the time could potentially use a receiver. And if they were trying to go with a lot more speed on the outside, could you potentially move on from a guy like Jacoby Myers? But yes, we don't have a lot of speed, but the other thing Jacoby brings is I think that dog mentality. He's a great blocker, and you have Devontae, you have Jacoby. You use Trey Tucker as your speed. Yes, you moved on from Renfro. If you want to add more speed, the receiver that I personally would target is Quez Watkins. He's got legit 4.3 speed out of Philly. You don't got to pay him a lot of money to do it. But I love our receiver core. It's probably the position that I'm the most sold on.
Yeah. Or you
Mitch,
can
can I ask you a quick question?
look at the kid out of Virginia too in the later rounds. Speedster. Malik Washington. He can add that some more speed to that room. And you guys don't forget about, we got DJ still on this roster. Turner's still there. I know he's a special teams ace.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But smaller guy, you know, he can still add a little bit of speed. I know he's not the fastest guy in the world, but he can still add a little speed to it. Go ahead, Wes. My bad.
Hey, Mitch, I got 2 questions for you, man. With the linebacking core, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Spillane, you know, Divine Diablo taking that second step. Do you think that the Raiders need to go take a swing like in the 3rd round and add another linebacker to that linebacker room?
So we had people at the Senior Bowl, at the Combine, Media Day, and I actually think the position that the Raiders target a lot earlier, and I said this before free agency, that the position I think they target a lot earlier than people suspect is the linebacker position. And I think what you're seeing is they address the defensive tackle spot. I don't think they're going to go DT early in the draft anymore unless Byron Murphy falls to like pick 44, right? Like something crazy like that.
Yeah.
But they were looking at a lot of linebackers. And what I thought was interesting is, again, the coach that I think is the most valuable, you talked about the Senior Bowl, Rob Leonard, Raiders defensive line coach, worked with linebackers at the Senior Bowl. And one of the players that we interviewed at the Combine, and, you know, I think the Combine is one of those things where everyone just says like exactly what they're supposed to say.
Yeah.
Chris Broswell, and I have the video of it. He's like an edge / linebacker type of player. He mentioned Rob Leonard by name. He was like, Rob Leonard was an unbelievable coach at the Senior Bowl. Broswell was an edge defender, so working with the defensive line, but said like Rob Leonard was helping out the linebackers and the defensive linemen. Plus, when you look at a lot of the meetings that the Raiders had at the Combine, it was like players that I see going round 2, round 3, and they were all athletic freaks. Like, you want to talk about biggest ifs, it's Divine Diablo. I don't know if Divine Diablo, I've been sitting up here saying it's going to be the year, it's going to be the year. Hasn't really been the year. I think that they look at an Edgerrin Cooper, a Jeremiah Trotter, a Junior Colson, a Trevin Wallace, a Peyton Wilson, a Chris Broswell, though he's more of an edge.
Yeah.
I think that they're going to add an athletic specimen in round 2, round 3.
That's interesting that you brought that up, because another position that we may look at in the draft and no one's talking about it is safety, because essentially all of our guys are on 1-year deals outside of Chris Smith. All of our safeties are free agents.
I'm hoping the Raiders are smart, and I think one of the reasons why they decided at the end of the day to do the post-June 1st cut for Jimmy Garoppolo is they looked at that $24 million as stash money or like restructure. Because if I'm the Raiders, I'm trying to make sure Nate Hobbs, Marcus Epps, Trevon Merrick, Jack Jones all get a contract restructure. Or Malcolm Kuntz. You can't do Jack Jones this year. You have to wait until Jack Jones next season. But like Malcolm Kuntz, all those guys that I just mentioned, Spillane, I'm putting them on a 2-year extension, trying to get them cheap. And then that way you keep Wilkins, Crosby, all those guys together in a 3-year window. I
think Kuntz is going to test the market, man. Kuntz is
I don't blame him. He should.
He should. For he's going to test the market, bro.
But the rest of those guys, you can lock those guys up. If you offer Malcolm Kuntz $8 million a year as a contract extension, does he take it?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, hey,
I don't know, Mitch.
That's why you drafted Tyree Wilson. At the end of the day, you got a guy that you invested heavily in. If Malcolm Kuntz does walk off, you guys know I've been high on Malcolm Kuntz since he came out of Buffalo. I would love him to be remaining Raider, but you drafted a replacement out of Chandler Jones That was Tyree Wilson, and Malcolm comes from 2 previous regimes ago. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. Salute to Silver and Facts. Mitch, how's those pecs feeling? Laugh out loud. Can't get any of our guys in the first round, and Rattler gets napped before us. What's next? Next year draft got anyone? I don't like next year's draft class, to be honest with you.
The QB that I want people to watch in next year's draft is Cam Ward, Washington State, transferred to Miami. I'm a Cam Ward truther. So that's my guy right now. And then the kid from Duke that just transferred up to Notre Dame, Riley, I think is. I like him too. I think he's a tough dude.
Yeah, Notre Dame has been the place where quarterback careers go to die lately, though, man. We have not been developing quarterbacks
I'm saying if he develops, Telesco obviously loves Notre Dame.
Yeah, I'm a big Notre Dame fan. You know what I'm saying? I always have been. We haven't developed a quarterback, man, that played well in the NFL level since freaking this is Joe Montana. You know what I mean? Yeah, Rick Meyer didn't pan out. Ron Powless. I mean, I go back to them days. I don't know. Yo, Kevin McDougal.
Hey, dog, sick. You send me my $5 back. That shit is good as gone, King. Salute to Gio. Randomly met Dwayne Harris last night. Cool ass dude, man. He bought me a beer and we talked about that epic 99-yard punt return. That was against the Denver Broncos. Phenomenal play, man. Salute to Gio and salute to Dwayne Harris, man. We are over 2 hours here, you guys. I don't want to beat this show.
2 hours?
Yeah, man. Facts.
Yeah.
Salute to everybody here in the building. We appreciate you guys. As always, do me a favor, man. Wipe them feet, pay your bar tabs, hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed yet, man. And salute to our brother, Mitchell Renz, for pulling up, man.
Yes,
and
sir.
coming to shit with us for about a good hour. Appreciate you.
I want to tell you you're a jabroni and you don't know football. F you.
Funny enough, you were not going to be the first, and you're definitely not going to be the last.
I was like, nah, I got love for you, bitch. I'm fucking with you, bro.
Hey, MD, I was just fucking with you, brother. But the thing is, we actually answered that question twice on the show already. So if you get a chance to double back, the one thing I hate about Supers is that we've already talked about it a lot. So it's like, if you get a chance to maybe go back, we've literally talked about that numerous times on this specific show. So just run it back, check it out. Salute to you, MB. We appreciate it.
Yo, you know another thing? I do not want to hear anybody bad-mouthing Mitch. Only we can do that. Now you guys get the F out of here with your Mitchell Renz slander. We love it.
Yeah, I love Walt, bro. He's hella funny. He said, I learned nothing from this show. Yo, hey, real quick, Mitch, let everybody know, what you got going on, man. You got anything going on, or you got any shows coming up? Let everybody know before we get out of here.
Last week was a whirlwind. We were probably live last week for 40 hours, so I kind of wanted to take it a little bit easy. This week, though, tomorrow I'll be live at 4 p.m. Eastern time, and I think Chugs and I are going to get some Guinness going, so we're going to stock up for that. Tomorrow's show might be a little crazy, but we'll be live Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Raiders Report at Mitchell Renz 365.
Mitch, I need you to talk to James, and I need to come over there in person to one of those shows, and I want to take some shots and some boots with you in person.
All right, hey, let's do it.
Holla at James, let him know.
All I'm saying is just prep your body,
Hey, I'm ready to go. I'm gonna pull up, man. In person. Shout out to my boy Chuck. Shout out to my boy James. Let them know I would love to pull up in person and shoot the shit with the nation and have a good time.
Man, Guinness Stout is so nasty, bro. I can't believe y'all drinking that.
You're the one that was drunk off of some strawberry fucking.
Man, I'm not a drinker, bro. Listen, I am not a degenerate like you two. I'm sorry. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this past week I was I literally did not go out yesterday because all my buddies they went out for St. Patty's, and my body I try not to drink outside of work. I really don't, especially after the week we just had. But
that's a damn good job when you get to drink at work.
Yeah.
It's cool, but it's starting to get to that age where I've said it before, 46-year-old wasted doing beer bongs, it's less cool. It's starting to become less cool. I'm 31 now. So see how much I can hang up. I'll probably go until I got kids.
Real quick, let me read this last super on the way out. Joe Milton, 6'5", 230, 4'4", 840. I think Son's a sleeper. How's he looking person? He looked great, and he took the combine by storm, but it's the underwear Olympics. We already knew he was going to go out there and look like that with that arm strength. But me personally, John, I'm cool off of that. I think he has one particular strength, and that is the arm strength. Anything else outside of that, I question the vision. I question the accuracy. I don't think that he can make every throw at the next level. Now, if he goes somewhere, maybe Baltimore, and learns behind, Harbaugh teaches him and he learns behind, maybe a Lamar Jackson, maybe he can be something. He's another guy that needs to go to a specific place and sit and learn behind a specific coaching staff. I don't think we have what it takes in order for him to be a Raider.
I actually thought the team that was going to make a move for him was Philadelphia. If I'm the Eagles, you drafted Joe Milton to be your backup quarterback. And I'm not, I literally said this, if I'm the Eagles, I draft Joe Milton as my QB3 just in case Jalen Hurts gets hurt. So that way you could put Joe Milton on the tush push. You draft him on round 5 for that play alone, it's worth it.
I like that. Salute to everybody here in the building. Once again, brother, we appreciate you for pulling up on us. Salute to our brother Mitch. Shout out to everybody, man. We will be back if anything else pops off. You know how it goes. Salute to the nation. We love y'all. We are out. One.
talking about.